Salute to the MABW team. I'm back with another live stream. Today, I have special guests in the building, Dognomics. Dognomics, we know that everybody going to be coming in late to the barbecue, possibly because, they probably were partying last night, doing whatever they were doing. But I want to welcome Dognomics, everybody. I'm going to let her tell y'all a little bit about herself. And without further ado, let's welcome Dognomics. Let's get right into the live stream. All right. Dognomics, everybody. What's going on?
Hey, MABW.
What's going on?
So what would you like to know?
So basically, I want to know, how did you come up with the name? First and foremost, I think everybody would want to know, how did you come up with the name Dognomics, first and foremost? So you could go ahead and take it away, and I'll just go ahead from there after you let them know how you got started on the YouTube space and what you're actually about. So go ahead, take it away.
So I call my channel Dognomics because it's about dogs. I love dogs. Like, I love animals, period. My dad was in the military and he worked in the
Okay.
canine unit. So I grew up with dogs. Like, he would just go get a puppy and then he would just
Okay.
drop the puppy off and be like, okay, train it. And I'm like, what? I'm like 9 years
Okay.
old. So yeah, I love dogs. And then economics. I majored in economics and I love economics. And it's really home economics. That's what the channel is based off of. So it's like
Okay.
cooking, cleaning, making your own things, like your clothes. Like, I made this dress, like, just, trying to be self-sustained.
Okay. Yeah, I have peeped your channel because for those of you that don't know, Dognomics, she is a supporter of my channel. I also support her channel as well. So I try to always support people that support me. So I noticed that she has like a healthy lifestyle living type of channel. So I think you went away, Donna. I can't see. I don't know what happened. I can't see you right now. She'll come back in, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, her channel is pretty dope. She talks about like healthy living, living a healthy lifestyle. She also, if I'm correct, you do your own, you have your own way of living, as far as like you can plant your own food. You know how to do all the, and anything that comes to planting and all that, you know how to do that. Can you just talk to a little bit about that? Because, I always talk about living a healthy lifestyle. And I believe health is wealth. I know that you believe in the same thing. And we talk about how a lot more women need to pretty much get up on that type of wave. So I think that when we have people like you that can talk about those type of things, I think that creators need to invite people like you on their platform to talk about this stuff, because I don't want it to be a thing where we just we talk it but we don't live it. If there are women out there that actually live like this and that can talk about this to other women, I think it's a good thing. So just give them a little bit of info on like just clean living, and a little bit of info about what you're doing when you go outdoors and actually, plant your seeds to sprout for the future, to create your own gardens and all that stuff. So talk about
Okay. Okay. So I try to live a really natural health lifestyle. I did not used to live like this before.
Yeah.
I used to eat like hot Cheetos. I used to
Yeah.
eat like donuts all the time. And
Okay.
then I started realizing, so getting a little tiny bit personal, I started having health issues. And I don't know how many women here have suffered with fibroids before, but that was like my biggest issue. It was making me super ill. I would just be throwing up all day. And I was like, okay, something's wrong. I kept going to the doctor though, and they would help, but not really. As a lot of
Okay.
you already know, I'm going to be controversial on this live. The health industry is a business, if I'm putting
Yes.
it nicely. They're a business.
In
Back
fact.
in the day, yeah, back when we were like 80s, 90s, we had doctors who cared. Sometimes they give you care just for free. Sometimes they'd answer the phone for you like late at night. Now it's like, no, you have to schedule an appointment just to say a few words. And, so I started noticing that. I started noticing that the industry was going to business, but I also started noticing that they didn't care as much and they started
Yeah.
pushing more pills and things like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't believe in medication. My mom's Jamaican and Trinidadian, so like,
Yes,
West
that's right.
Indians,
Big up to the
right?
yardies then.
Right. We do
Yeah.
not believe in like staying
Yeah.
on medication. That's not a thing. So, my mom, she is a nurse, so she helps me any way she possibly can. I'd have to say, to cut this short, my mom has helped me more than any doctor I've ever gone to in my life, if that's saying, and she's not even a doctor, so that says a lot. So, okay, let me not get onto a rant because I know I'm getting like super
Yeah, now
excited
you
when I
good.
start
Take it.
talking about
Go ahead.
this.
Do your thing.
So yeah, okay, that's the health part. And then like growing my own food, I wanted to do that because I know about the food industry. I never worked in the food industry or anything like that, but my friend who he's very knowledgeable about like, labels and stuff like that. And he was like, you have to read your labels. So I would
Yeah.
read labels and I would see like there's something called EDTA and BHA. If you ever see that in your food, don't buy it. It's super toxic. They're allowed to put a certain amount of certain chemicals in anything in your
Yep.
food
Yep.
if it reaches a certain limit. So one thing I'll tell you something that's interesting. Maybe your kids eat this, okay? Don't let them eat this anymore. So I mean, let your kids eat whatever they want, but
Nah,
I'm just saying,
I'm very strict on certain stuff they can eat and what
yeah,
not eat. Like like me personally, like I always tell people, especially over here, like read labels all the time because if y'all, I'm telling, I've told people this before. I said if people look at half the stuff in their house, if they look at their box, they will see like a lot of things that they're buying is like bioengineered. Like
yeah,
I try, like I'm not gonna say you're gonna be able to veer away from it 100%, but try to veer away from it enough so that you don't have to like just have this stuff up in your system all the time. Because a lot of people don't cleanse their system. They don't.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to tell people just to make sure you read labels. Period. You have to
Right.
because they can, like you said, they can be putting anything up in there, but they give you the warning. But people they ain't reading that shit. So it is what it is.
Sometimes,
You know?
yeah, like warnings, like recalls and stuff like that. Like, so the one, actually, I'll give you two. I'll give you two, but I'll make it quick. So there's one snack that kids love, Oreos, and
Yep.
then Rice Krispies. So
Yep.
Oreos, I don't know if any of you guys have like looked at how Oreos are made, but the middle of the Oreo, that's actually like primarily glue. I know it tastes good and everything else. I used to love Oreos, like
Me
I
too.
was,
Me too.
yeah, Oreo McFlurry when the machine
Yep.
would work. But I would love to get those. But after I learned that, I was like, what? Then Rice Krispies, they're so Rice Krispies, super fun snack to give to your kid. However, they're allowed to use sawwood. So like, like when a saw is like cutting wood and then there's little scraps and stuff. They're
Mhm.
allowed to put that in Rice Krispies a certain amount so that they can make it like clump up or something like that. Mind
Okay.
you, if you were to just make Rice Krispies yourself, what would you use? You probably just use rice and
Marshmallows and just the
marshmallows.
Rice Krispies.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So why are they using wood saw? It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. So that was another reason why I started making my own food. I don't eat out at all, really. I cook 2 meals a day. I only eat 2 meals a day. I cook two
Yeah.
meals a day. When I go out, yeah, I know it's nice to go out, but like I always try to go to like really, really nice places where it seems like they care about their food. They, explain everything that's in the menu. Not saying that other people should do this. I'm just saying this is what I do because some restaurants they can cut corners. As you know,
Yeah.
you can pay
They
off the health
do. It
inspector.
ain't
Yeah.
they could. They
A
do.
health inspector that comes, you can absolutely pay them off. They do it all the time in New York City, like we already
Yep.
know. So yeah, so that's the part about health. So you can take over if you want to. I don't know what
Now,
else you
now,
want to know.
now, now, I got a question because I like me. One thing that's big in this industry is a lot of women doing DoorDash and Uber Eats. Like, do you ever find yourself doing that, or have you veered away from that? Like, have you ever like even used DoorDash or Uber Eats? Like, or if you do use it, when do you think is a good time to use it? Because a lot of women, like women, have made Uber Eats and DoorDash like $1 billion industry like platform. Believe it or not, a lot of people, women don't notice, but they're the biggest consumers, like women, no disrespect, but they're the biggest consumer of Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, and services of that nature. So they're making these $1 billion industries, and that's why like what the hell is it? That's why there's a big weight problem in our society right
Yeah.
now, especially amongst our own kind. And that's why I said it's good that if women can watch stuff like this, so they can understand that you're pretty much your own demise in a way when you're ordering out every day and you're spending money on all these consumer goods like um DoorDash and Instacart. Because I know people that do it and I've seen them do it, and it seems like the fee is more than what the food even costs. Like you can DoorDash like a burger, and the burger could be $10, but the DoorDash or Uber Eats fee will be like $10, or if not higher.
Right.
So, like,
Right.
what do you think about things like that? Do you think that's what some people, let's say people in general, do you think they're starting to become lazy in society when they can't even shop anymore, or Uber, or they got to Uber Eats or DoorDash?
Okay, so you put that really well. I'm gonna answer your last question first.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think people are getting lazy. I mean, I'm lazy sometimes too. I can't like, lie. Sometimes like I'll go out and I'll get a pizza or something
yeah,
like
same
that.
same here.
Rarely.
But you
Right.
might go, but the
Rarely.
thing is, you might go out and get and pick up that pizza. You don't,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I do that too. So like, it's a
I
difference.
used to DoorDash though. I used to DoorDash hard,
Okay.
like bad, bad,
Yeah.
bad. Like my credit card, I would look at my credit card and it's only DoorDash and it's not like $2. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this is crazy. I have to stop DoorDashing. And I
Yeah.
was, I mean, side note, I was in a relationship with a person who had that mindset and I was like, I have to stop DoorDashing. And they weren't very happy about it. But I was like, I have to because I feel like it's making me sicker for one. For two, yeah, and my friend told me, he was like, "You don't know what they're doing with their food. Like they can have roaches in their car, and you
Yeah.
never know. And then it's
That's
like
true.
crawling all over your
That's
food.
why
Like,
that's why I would never do that stuff because of just even just the videos I've seen before. It's like
yeah,
people like digging their fingers in your stuff or they taking a bite or licking it. It's like I can't get. That's why I said I would never do that. I cook a lot, so
yeah,
that's one thing I always encourage people to do. I'm like, to in my eyes, you should be cooking way more than ordering out. If you find yourself ordering out way more than you're cooking, you're gonna be you're gonna compromise yourself and your weight
and your
personally.
health. Yeah, right,
Yeah, your
exactly.
health. Yeah, your
Yeah.
health.
So like I cook, like I said, I cook most of my meals. I don't cook like elaborate meals all the time. Sometimes it's something simple like oatmeal. My Jamaican oatmeal
Yep,
porridge, stuff
yep,
like that, right? I
yep,
love that. That's like one of my favorite meals
yep.
and it like keeps me lean. Cuz I need to stay lean because of all the like stuff that I do. If you look at my channel, you'll see that like I lift a lot of cinder blocks, I move tires, like I lift huge bags of soil. Like I can't be overweight and do this. I'd be wheezing every single step that I take, right? So this is something that I'm growing here. So I bought this from the store and I go and I sift through like all of the vegetables and stuff like that.
Okay,
This sweet potato, it was regular, obviously, but it started sprouting. This is what I wait for so that I can plant it. So once I
okay,
plant this will make like maybe like 6 or 7 potatoes, maybe more. And
okay.
then I'll just use this and then I won't buy it anymore. So my
That right,
objective
that
is,
so that right there alone, if I bought something like a sweet potato from the store and I started witnessing it sprouting, I could plant that to make more. I didn't know that. I could
yeah,
make
so
sweet
look.
potatoes sprout.
So there's like nodes, they're called nodes. It's on my channel too. There's also a video about how to identify nodes. So you can see this on like garlic, potato.
Okay.
Oh, I just bought some beets and I was actually going to eat them until I realized that they started sprouting and I was like, okay, no beets for me. But yeah, there's like little nodes you'll see. I'm sorry, I can't show it on here because I can't really see, but
Yeah.
there's a video on my channel that shows when you go to the store and you see certain things, especially if you see like onions is a good one, scallions. When you
Okay.
see like the little white strings at the bottom of it, those are roots. You can literally plant that and it'll
Oh, I
grow.
thought shit. I thought they were going bad.
No,
Like
no,
I ain't gonna
those
front,
are roots.
because even when because I like eating potatoes. Like I like
Yeah.
making my own like home fries and my own
Yes.
like mashed homemade mashed potatoes. And usually, I mean, I still cut it off. I don't give a damn. I'm like I bought them. I'm gonna eat it. But when I used to see like the little whatever growing out of it, I thought they were going bad. I didn't know
No,
that you. Oh, okay. So that's why I said like this is stuff that a lot of people don't know, and you end up throwing your food away, and it's not even bad. Because if I see some shit like that growing out of my potatoes, I'm like that shit bad. That's me though. I'm like that shit, it's no good. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? But it's actually still good. So that's actually like a good thing to know because I sometimes I used to back in the days, not now. Back in the days, I would toss that food away if I seen like them roots or whatever growing out of it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I
I'm
just
sorry,
want
I'm like really hot. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, yeah, when you see the roots, definitely buy it if you want to grow it. But like, I don't really buy scallions anymore because I grow them now. So like when I buy it and I chop it off, I put it in the ground and then it starts growing, and I just keep cutting it and cutting it. Usually it lasts for a long time. So like some of my plants I've had since like last year, which
okay,
is pretty challenging unless you have a greenhouse. I have these little tiny greenhouses. Again, that's also in another video. But yeah, when you go to the store, if you see something that you like, ginger, you could do the same thing. You could grow your own ginger. I have a video where I planted some ginger for my grandma and the Caymans.
okay,
You can grow anything. And she didn't even know it was sprouting either. I'm pretty sure they probably would have thrown it away if they saw like this little bud coming out.
okay.
Um, So yeah, cooking your own food. So the other thing about cooking your own food is that you like you know what's in your food. You know that it doesn't have a ton of sodium. You know that it doesn't have like, bad ingredients, maybe what is it, GMOs,
Yeah,
you know. And the other good thing about cooking your food is you know where it comes from. Granted, like you don't know where it's sourced all the time.
yeah.
We do I'm sorry, my dog.
Nah, you're
Please
good.
stop. Um Granted, like you try, you have to try, like going to the farmers market is best because like if somebody has a farm or something like that, at least then you can trust that they grew it there, it's in your state, it's in your city or whatever.
Okay.
But with when you're not growing, when you're not cooking your own food, you're susceptible to something like E. coli, or you're
Okay.
susceptible to something like H. pylori. H. pylori is a really bad bacteria that you can get in your gut. It is super hard to get rid of. I've had it before. It came from somebody being unclean, literally somebody being unclean making food. So what she did was she wasn't washing her hands on a regular basis. I did not know this because I didn't really know her practices. I'm not following her around watching her
You know
wash her
that
hands.
you know they may come from them long nails. See, that's why I tell.
Okay.
That's why
Yes.
I'm not with the whole thing with women and long nails cooking my food because I'm like, there's no way. You got to have. There's gonna be some type of. I feel like there's no way to clean long nails. It's just gonna be bacteria filled up. There's just no way to wipe properly. That's why I
Right.
said, ain't no woman mixing my meatloaf. I don't give a damn. I don't like. I ain't nobody mixing my damn meatloaf up, right? Because I feel like you can't clean yourself that well. Like you just can't. But
Right.
to each his own,
Right.
though.
Yeah,
But
and
go
yeah,
ahead.
that I mean that's a great point because you could have so much bacteria underneath your nails. Now I'm like a kind of like OCD about my hands. I eat with my hands all the time. I'm
Yeah.
West Indian, we eat with our hands. So I have to keep my nails clean. I don't like any speck of dirt. If there's a speck of dirt, I'm going to the bathroom and I'm washing my hands with like scalding hot water. I'm not trying to act like I'm the cleanest person in the world, but when it comes to my food, like I really don't want to get sick. So I try to take the most precaution possible.
Okay.
Um, I think I covered everything about food, right?
Yeah, you know what I want to talk about that's big. I want to talk about like weave, like hair weave and
Oh,
things of that nature. Like I know I always talk about like I get on here and I joke about busted lace fronts and hair weave and things of that nature. What do you think about that as far as like women and weaves this day and age? Do you think it's like, especially with the young girls? Like I understand. I always say this. I don't think that is anything wrong with wearing weave. But the thing is, when you don't give your hair room to breathe, you know what I'm saying? So, like what approach have you taken in life when it comes to like managing that, like wearing weave sometimes, or keeping your hair out and fresh sometimes? What approach have you seen you've taken in life when it comes to things like that?
okay. So yeah, I used to wear weave heavy. Like I would never show my hair. I hated showing my hair because I
Okay,
didn't know how to do it. That was really the reason. I didn't think my hair was ugly or anything. I just didn't really know how to do my own hair. And it was shorter and a lot of women get slack from men and women for having short hair. Like my short hair do like this. Like my hair is actually really long, but like I like to keep it curled up, especially in this humid weather because it stays really defined. Anyway,
okay,
so back in the day when I used to wear weave all the time, that was the reason is because it was short and people were like, oh, your hair's so short, your hair's so short. But now I'm older and I'm like, nah, I don't give a damn. But
exactly.
right, exactly. So like with the weave, the reason I stopped wearing weave is because one morning, this was two separate occasions. I thought maybe
Yeah,
it was a one-off, right? Um, my hair just smelled disgusting. It just smelled bad. And my ex was like, your hair smells bad. And I was like,
yeah,
really? Like I didn't take offense because I felt bad that I was like offending his nostrils, basically. So I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? So
yeah.
I went to wash my hair. And whatever, that is what it is. Then I started getting a rash on my back, and I was like, why am I getting a rash? And I started realizing it's the actual hair, it's the synthetic hair. It was giving me a rash on my back because it's so abrasive. And I was like, okay, I can't wear this hair anymore. So I cut all the hair out. When I was cutting the hair out, my hair, it was like pretty much, I didn't realize how damaged it was from me constantly putting that abrasive plastic, because it is plastic, in my hair, unless you're getting like, human hair. I'm not really into all that stuff. So I don't know all the terms and all that other stuff. But yeah, it is plastic that you're putting in your hair. So especially during the summer, your hair is going to smell because the plastic is literally like melting into your hair. So when some women like to like leave the synthetic hair in their hair for like weeks and months. You could potentially, if you're in the wrong climate, be melting the hair into your hair. Trust me, it's happened before. I used to be a hairstylist. That was my first job ever. I was a hairstylist when I was 15 years old. And yeah, I just refused to deal with any type of like,
Yeah, and I
interruption.
and I said that before. The thing is, this is the thing. This is the problem. I feel like, especially with some of the mothers today, they're not taking care of their daughter's hair properly.
They're
Like
also not
it's
telling them they're beautiful the way they are. That's the other thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's that too, and they're making it like a lot of mothers are, some of them, not all, they're living by societal standards.
right,
So, and they're letting their daughters throw in these like quick weaves or these lace fronts early, and their edges are getting ripped out. And then later on down the road, these young girls are bald with no edges at like freaking like 19, 20.
right,
And now they got to continue to wear these weaves all the time. So,
right.
like once again, I'm not saying that women can't wear weave. I think you could do whatever you want, but I think that all women, I don't care, just my opinion. I think that you should always give your hair room to breathe. Now, if you have an issue, like if you have a alopecia, I believe it is, or you had like some type of cancer diagnosis where you lost hair, I could understand you having to wear that possibly more. But it seemed like today, I don't think a lot of women are facing the issue that extreme. They just wanted to throw in these quick weaves or these lace fronts, and then they complain about not having edges or their hair being damaged when they're putting in the actual key thing that's damaging their hair and ruining their edges. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just crazy to me. But and
Part of
let me
it
say
is
something.
diet related too, though.
Hold on real quick, Donna. And if anybody wants to call in, if you have any questions for me or Dognomics, you see the call-in number. Y'all can call in and talk to her, ask her any questions y'all want. Y'all can call in to me, ask me any questions. If anybody feeling bold enough that want to come on the live stream and talk to Dognomics or me, make sure you just go to the description section in the live stream and you could click on a link and you could come right here. Also, make sure y'all go to Dognomics channel right now and subscribe to her channel, okay? Check her channel out. Make sure y'all support, because that's what we're here for. And we got to always make sure that we support each other, especially when we have people coming on as guests and they're giving info about how to live a healthy lifestyle. We always got to support and uplift each other. It's not always about you. We're going to have our fun and do our joke thing, but we always want to make sure that we support and uplift each other and live a healthy lifestyle. Now back to you. Go ahead, Dognomics. I'm back. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. So so what you were talking about the edges, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the glue, all that stuff, that's super unhealthy for you. But part of the reason that women aren't having like luck with their hair, me too, is vitamins. So like I take several vitamins. I take them like every other day. I don't take them
Okay.
every day because it's not necessary. But like vitamin D3 specifically is better absorption, is really good. As like, a melanated woman, I'm very melanated. I'm very
Yes.
chocolatey. So I
Right.
do not get a lot of vitamin D because the sun doesn't penetrate into my skin. So I need to use supplements or else I will be deficient. And, that leads to like osteoporosis, bone density not being so great and stuff like that. So vitamin D3 is really good. I take pumpkin seed oil is really good. People like don't really even talk about this. Pumpkin
Mm.
seed oil, it keeps you like regular, keeps your system running. It's really good for heart disease. Oh my gosh. Like if doctors were prescribing this more for people with heart disease, I think they'd be much better. I'm not saying that, other aspects don't play into it too, but like nobody is recommending pumpkin seed oil. It's really good. Or pumpkin seeds in general. Every woman should be taking, every woman. And
Okay.
I am saying this, I'm not
Okay,
asking
hold
you.
on
I'm
real
saying
quick. So
taking this.
all the ladies out there, I want y'all to hear this. And kudos to all the women in the chat talking about how they take their daily vitamins, okay?
Good.
But
Yeah.
she's putting out a PSA to all the women. She's gonna show these vitamins. Some of y'all may take them, some of y'all may not, but possibly taking this vitamin is better than you stuffing your mouth with all types of saturated fats and foods that you don't need. Take it away. Take it away. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Okay. So, I mean, you don't have to buy this specific one, but like
Yeah.
I use this probiotic. It's prebiotic and probiotic mixed together. I'm not giving like them any type of promo. So prebiotic, probiotic. And it
Okay.
has some cranberry in it. The reason that that one is really good is because, especially in this climate, I don't know where everybody else is, but I'm here in the South. So when it gets warmer, obviously, you get sweatier and your smell may be a little bit different or whatever. So taking that will help to regulate your pH tremendously. It helps regulate your pH and it helps to like clean out your tract or like, flush your tract basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got so Freddie Sarah Dash Queen. She said, getting older, your vitamins and hormones differ and affect your hair and nails. Touch on that real quick. Like some people may say they're not going to take vitamins because it possibly could affect as you get older, taking certain things possibly could affect you. Some things may not. You want to touch on that real quick?
So getting older, your vitamins and hormones differ and affects your hair and nails. Yeah, that's true. That's true because once we get older, we're not able to absorb certain things into our yeah, into our body. Like especially women, I don't want to get too into details like I'm a scientist or something. I don't
Yeah, of
necessarily
course.
know. But all I will say is that once we get older, like we can't, you already know you can't eat the same things that you used to eat. You don't feel the same way you used to feel. You're a little bit more sluggish than you were in your 20s. You're all vibrant in your 20s, bouncing all over the place. Now you're not. So you need these vitamins in order to not necessarily get back to how you were in your 20s, but to at least make up for what you're missing in your diet. Because when we're younger, it's almost like our bodies take care of themselves. And then once we start getting older in age, now we have to start actually taking care of our body. One thing that is good for that, yeah, the absorption of certain vitamins work together, certain foods work together with certain vitamins too. So yeah, but anyway,
Okay.
this one I want to touch on oil of oregano.
Okay.
Oregano, a lot of people don't know about oregano, but oregano is like one of the best detoxes ever. You know how you say detox? It detoxes your body because it like, again, it flushes everything through, but also we don't realize that some of the foods and stuff that we eat, it could cause parasites. We eat things that may not necessarily be the cleanest, when we're getting vegetables and stuff like that, even if they're frozen, it could potentially have something in it. I don't know if you guys ever heard of botulism. Like botulism can survive anything. I'm not saying that oregano will stop botulism. Botulism is just, something on its own. But oregano, I even give it to my dogs. It helps with like deworming. It helps with parasites. So when I say parasites, it's not like something like you have parasites and you have to go to the hospital. Like we have parasites in our body. It's just something that's natural. But when you have an overabundance of parasites, that's when you start having issues, especially women. So the oregano, it will go in there and it will basically like, not kill everything, but it'll basically like, clear off anything that's not supposed to be in there because it's so pungent and like it's so pungent and it's like strong.
Okay.
It's even
And
good. Oregano is even good to like keep bugs away. Oh, that's another thing. Okay, quick. Pest control. If you have any pests, using oregano, oh my gosh, it will kill that crap so fast. And cayenne pepper.
okay.
Oh my gosh. Put that cayenne pepper on that, the thing is dead. Like seriously. So yeah, okay, that's
Yeah, but
it.
you
Sorry.
know what? And this is why I always like, even with me, like I said, I joke a lot, but this is why I always give a big shout. This is why I always shout out women from the 80s and 90s that take care of themselves. Because no disrespect to like this new generation, but the new generation of young girls and some of the young men, y'all look like shit, respectfully, because y'all not taking care of y'all bodies. And when I say that, like you're 20 and you look 40, it's not being disrespectful. It's just saying that you look way older than what you should look at 20. When we back then, when we were in our like 20s or whatever like that, we didn't look 40, but we look what people in their 30s, like high 30s and 40s, they look good. That's why I always give a shout out to the 80s kids and the 90s kids, because like we I don't know what's going on, but I think like social media, kind of these kids being in phones possibly too much, the things that their parents are just letting them eat, it's affecting the way they look. It's
Mhm.
it's changing them up like crazy. That's why I said like sometimes the parents, that's why the parents too, they gotta regulate what their kids eat. Like there's so many kids that I see walking around that are obese, and it's like as a parent, you have control of that. Like you have control of what's being put in your household. If you're letting anything just be put in your household and letting it fly, you can't, like if you're pretty much leading your kid to an early, kind of in a way, to an early grade, because these kids are getting like diabetes at an early age. These kids are having high blood pressure at an early age, and these are things that we as parents and just as people, we need to try to help prevent this from happening to a younger generation of kids. Because like if nobody, I always say, people always say it takes a village, but it takes us. It starts with the parents first, or the people that you're around. It takes them. It's not, yeah, and this too. It's like all the sugar. Like, you know, I noticed one time, like I was buying like sweet teas from my house, like sweet tea, like a gallon, and I would notice myself replacing it like consistently. And I would look at my older son. He was like a big sweet. I'm like, son, like a gallon of sweet tea should last you at least 2 weeks. You know, a gallon. Just something when you want to eat with, like, you want to have like a little bit of sweet tea with dinner. I noticed that he was drinking sweet tea, like running through it like in 2 days. So I'm like, I just cold turkeyed. I was like, nah, I'm not putting sweet tea, and I'm not replacing it in the household every time it's missing. It's either going to be 1 gallon and it lasts 2 weeks, or that's it. 2 gallons a month. That's it. 2.5 gallons or whatever it was a month. I'm like, yo, you can't be, and Takis too. Somebody's talked about that. These kids is eating Takis, is messing up the lining in their stomach. Like, we got to stop letting our kids eat this crap, period. Because these companies, these billion-dollar corporations don't give a damn. I'm going to say that. They don't give a damn about our kids. We have to take responsibility and make sure that we are making sure our kids are eating the right thing. I don't even let my kids eat McDonald's. Like, if I do let my kids eat McDonald's, it's like respectfully, it'll be like once a year. Like, I be seeing, when I see these videos with how these burgers don't expire. Like, I think I haven't eaten personally. I haven't eaten McDonald's in like 20 years. Like, after I started seeing like videos of people showing like a burger that was under a bed for like a month and it didn't grow mold on it. I said, there's no way that food is like good for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's disgusting. Andrea, big shout out to Andrea. Andrea said, hey, what's up? She said, I just left out the store with my granddaughter begging for all that shit at the checkout. I don't feel bad telling her it will rot your teeth and make you fat. I have raspberries and oranges for that. That's what you got to do. Salute to Andrea. She's a member, of course. Big salute. And sometimes it's hard being harsh on our kids and our grandkids, but we're doing what's in the best interest for them in the future. You know what I'm saying? We're doing what's in the best interest for them, so they don't have like high blood pressure, diabetes, and things of that nature. And I even remember one time, like a long time ago, I went to when I did my yearly checkup, the doctor was telling me like, yeah, you got high blood pressure. He instantly tried to put me on like high blood pressure medication. I said, I'm not taking that. And he seemed like he felt some type of way. I said, what I'm gonna do is just eat better. That's it. I started eating better, and people, when you eat better, go ahead, you get it. I started eating better, and my blood pressure, it dropped significantly. So people, I'm no doctor. I want to make sure that's clear. I'm no doctor, but I'm just going to tell you, if you want to be like having high cholesterol problems or those type of issues, just watch what you eat and don't be too heavy on the seasoning salt and the salt and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's just my little take on it. Now, I don't know if you are, but will you be able to go out and show your little projects outside or get out in your garden area? Or is it
pouring out there?
It's pouring out there? Okay, yeah.
I just made a video today.
Syracuse too.
Yeah, I just posted a video today of what I was going to show you guys anyway, so it's out there. Okay. And then I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek of what I'm doing, but it's like pouring outside. I cannot go outside. Okay. I don't care about my hair getting wet. It's just the fact that like the camera is going to get super wet.
I wouldn't go outside. I wouldn't go outside either. And we know Black women ain't getting their hair wet.
I'll get my hair wet. I don't care. It's already wet anyway.
I'm just joking around. I like to just joke around. But what else? What other information would you be able to pass along to the people? Because I want to know more about the growing. Like, how long does it take to grow the type of products that you grow on your own, and what are you trying to do? Because I remember you talked about when I had like a conversation with you, talked about doing something I believe in your community. Can you give us a little bit of info on that and tell us what you're trying to do to better your community or your area?
Yeah, so
you don't got to give too much if you can, but you just like give a little snippet or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I am. So in my neighborhood, I'm actually building an enchanted garden. It's like a garden that's going to wrap around my entire house, but it's going to be like have different parts of it. Some parts are going to be dedicated to people in my family who have passed, like based off of their health. And like
Okay.
I'll give reasons why you should take care of your health because of this reason, type of things like that. And some of the things I'm growing like I have a list. It's over there though. Sorry.
No, you
I
good.
have a list of stuff that I'm growing, but I'm primarily focusing. So my primary reason for doing this, for growing these foods, is because of what I endured with my family. So like my dad's side of the family, they like have diabetes. My dad had diabetes since I was little. There were a lot of things that I went through as a young girl. Like at 10 years old, I was like checking my dad's blood. Like I was checking my grandma's blood, pricking her finger. It used to bother me so much. Like she would cry when I would do it, and then I would cry because she would cry. It was just like just a lot of like problems with health that I didn't want to experience. Hence why I like try to, I'm not trying to say like I'm like super healthy, but
Yeah.
I try to keep myself lean. And my dad, my dad had we had a lot of Asian influence, I can say, in my life. So I had to like follow the things they do. They really hone themselves in on eating, more vegetables than protein and carbs, to in order to have a balanced meal. Um so
One
yeah,
thing,
you were saying.
you know what? One thing I noticed about in respect to the Asian community out there, I noticed like from speaking to some of them because I chit chat with Asians sometimes, and they live a slower paced lifestyle. They take things slowly. So that if y'all want to know why Asians for the most part are living so long, just check out their lifestyle. They're very balanced and they don't try to live a fast life. When you live a fast life, and that's why I tell people to take it slow and let the universe work, because when you try to live this fast lifestyle, you will run yourself into the ground. You will. And that's why I always also tell like people, because sometimes I see like I do these reaction videos, and you hear about how people, it could be men or women, how they're moving to these cities because they're fast paced. They can go to more brunches, they can go to more clubs. And it's like that's not good for your health. And it's not good if you're moving somewhere because of a party lifestyle. Like I'm one of them people, if I'm moving somewhere, it's either gotta be because I'm retired and the sun, it's got beautiful sunny weather, or because I can make more money there and it's gonna benefit me in some way. I'm never gonna move somewhere just because I can party there more. I can party till 6 in the morning. So that's why a lot of the Asian community, they got so much more longevity with life, because they live this lifestyle where they just take it, they have a slow paced lifestyle. They're not trying to live this fast paced lifestyle like most people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, that's how I am too. I'm very boring.
Yeah. It's
I,
yes, ain't nothing wrong with that. Trust me.
Yeah, my weekend really consists of like me gardening, hanging out with my dogs, cooking, cleaning, making things. Like I crochet and sew. So like I sewed this dress. I crochet. There's a video on there of my crochet top. I make like crochet halter tops. I make everything. Oh, and then I make like cleaning scrubbers or whatever. That's a side note. But yeah, so like the Asians, they like to be self-sustained too. And this is where I learned this from. Also my dad, who's a military, obviously military people really like to keep government hands off. Jamaicans same way. So like
Yep.
I've been influenced by so many different cultures that really don't believe in like staying on EBT. Nothing against it, I'm just saying like I personally don't think that the I don't think the EBT program was made to help people stay nutritious. Like,
Nope.
yeah, right.
No.
I
And that's
think it
why,
was made.
but and that's why, like, no, like I feel what you're saying, because think of how many people were mad. I know people ain't like, I'm not into politics. I don't care about that crap. But it's crazy how many women were coming online, like mothers. They were bitching and complaining about Trump cutting out the junk food. And I'm like, why would people be mad? Like, he's not, no, he's not the perfect guy. I'm not sitting up here and say that. Okay. I don't care about none of these politicians. This is just me personally. But it's like, how you get mad because they're cutting out junk food that you could buy with your EBT card? These
Yeah,
kids, like, because let's be real. Like, I don't know about anybody else's community, but in my community, it's like when I would go to the grocery stores and I would see these mothers shopping, the cart is filled up with all types of junk food. They got all they got is stuff that you can microwave and junk food. And they might have a couple of lobsters and scallops and shrimp for themselves, for her and her boyfriend. But they're feeding these kids all this junk food. The cart filled up with Coca-Cola, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Mr. Pibb. It's like, why are you feeding your kids all this stuff? And even when they were getting increases with their stamps, you got a lot of these women out here selling like food stamps to people. They get so many food stamps to the point where they just sell it off just to other people, just for some other people to get like junk food and stuff like that. So I think the EBT program, I think it's cool if you have to get on your feet, but I don't think it should be a thing where it's taken advantage of. You said, what's an EBT card? Y'all don't got EBT in the UK. Y'all don't got like a welfare. That's
No,
what they don't got EBT. So Freddie Sarah Dash Queen, what do y'all have in the UK that supplements? Because even in the UK, I think I seen that in the comment section. They like, I noticed in a lot of different countries, and even in Jamaica, a lot of the processed food that they're giving us in the States, it's not in these other countries. These countries are banning shit like that. So people need to take heed of that shit. It's like, why are other countries banning the type of foods that they want us to eat in the States? They don't want all these processed foods in them other countries, but they'll be quick to like let us eat ourselves to death out here, like respectfully. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. If people would look at like, oh, okay, so that's speaking of that, recalls. So there are a lot of recalls. I don't know if anybody likes reading them. I like reading them. I read for a living because of what I do. So like I like to go on like the Department of Justice or FDA or whatever, and I'll read about recent recalls that happened. I don't know if you guys know about Quaker Oats. I refuse to support anything about them.
I don't eat nothing from them. Nothing.
Yeah, right. No, it's a good idea. They did experiments on children back in like the 90s, killed some children, and they have not had to answer for that. I think it's really unfair because if any other company would have done that, they would have been down their throat. So that's a company that I don't support. So it's really important to know like the companies that you're constantly buying from, like Keebler, Post, Campbell's. Don't buy Campbell's. You already know. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen what happened with Campbell's, right? About what they said. It's not fake. Even if they don't use bioengineered chicken, they're not using real chicken. You already know that you can see it in the can. It doesn't look real. So
none of this like food this day and age is like you said, if people just did their research, even like when you go to like these places, do y'all notice how big chicken is? Like I remember, like once again, I remember being a kid and we could buy little drums, like you buy a 12-pack of drumsticks and they were like little. They were little. Now when you buy chicken wings, the chicken wings is like big as your freaking face. And the drumstick is big as a regular drumstick. And I'm like, why are chicken wings so freaking big now? But it's because they're pumping all these foods up with these GMOs and steroids and stuff. And you can bring your dog in. Show your dog.
She wants to play. I can't.
Yeah, she want to play around right now.
She's gonna act a fool. No, Bella, you want to come, Joe? No, she's playing with her toy. She doesn't want to play.
Let me see. Hold on. I think Freddie. I want to see what she said. In the UK or wherever you're from, I forgot where she said she's from. I think that toward the UK, but she said they get about $50 a week. Well, if they came to the States, they would be winning. Like because the States, they gonna give you like $500 to $1,000 a week, especially if you're a single mom. Andrea said, not to mention, you can go on the FDA website and look up stuff like ketchup, etc. In the US allows a certain amount of moisture. Yeah, I read that before. That's why I said if people just are more aware and they actually read stuff, if they read, because y'all gotta get in tune with reading labels. Like they put so many warning labels on stuff this day and age. You'll be surprised what stuff that you may have in your house that has like it's like a PF 90 warning that says it got cancerous material. I'm like, it be basic stuff. Like like for instance, like I buy, like I'm a gun owner. I'm a legal gun owner, and on the boxes it'll say that this gun may have cancer making materials on it or in it. I'm like, what? Like, so now our weapons that we're buying has like these I wish I had my box still. I would show people because I like to like show and prove. But it's like y'all gotta read it. That's why I'm very prone to more. I'm very prone to read anything now. And I was I remember I bought some like type hot sauce. Said the same thing on. I'm like, how like y'all giving me a P whatever it's like a PF 95 warning that talks about may contain a cancerous chemical. And I'm like, what? I instantly just threw the shit away. I just bought it. I read it. And I just threw the shit away. I just happy to read it. But it's like, I just want people, I want all y'all that's watching us, I want y'all to be on earth for a very long time. And this is why I push what I push. And I'm glad that people like Dognomics has her channel to push what she pushed because it has to be a balance. It has to be a balance no matter what. So, but continue if you can get back to what you were stating. My fault for cutting in on you.
No, you're good. Like, you're right about the balance. Like, you can eat whatever you want. I eat whatever I want sometimes. Like, sometimes I'll just go and get a whole dozen of donuts and I'll
Yeah,
eat them
yeah,
like, a couple of days.
yeah.
But it's okay every once in a while. But like eating it all the time, that's when the problem comes in. And then if you're eating like, junk, fine, okay, but at least try to detox yourself. Like I said, the oregano pills, really good to detox. Chia seeds. So this drink that I'm drinking, it has dragon fruit and chia seeds and water, and I put a little bit of sake in it because it's the weekend. But yeah, so it's like really healthy. Chia seeds are really good for you too. Like if you
Okay.
just look at certain things that you could add to your diet based off of like your health, because certain things you shouldn't be eating if you have certain health issues. But like if you try to incorporate a little bit of kale is like my favorite food ever. I can eat kale like all day. But if you incorporate like kale, stuff like that, you'll be fine. Yeah, you're gonna be eating the unhealthy stuff, but at least you're adding in healthy stuff. So there is a balance there. Something else
Okay.
I wanted to touch on at MABW is this whole makeup thing. I
Yes.
am
Touch on
working.
that. This is
Yeah.
what ladies pay attention, and you dudes out there in the LGBTQ community, y'all might not want to pay. Y'all might want to pay attention or might not, but pay attention to the makeup segment of this. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, whoever's wearing makeup, if you wear a lot of makeup and you don't want to hear this, I totally understand. But and I will say, I used to wear makeup a lot. I don't even know why I did. It was so
Yeah.
dumb because like
Yeah.
I always had really good skin, and then I, let people get into my head. There were so many women, I wasn't like the most attractive girl in school or whatever. And then like, I grew up and obviously grew out of my ugly a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I started wearing makeup because I was still insecure. And then it just ate up my face. So I took swimming in college because I love to swim. I grew up like, by the water, going to the Caymans and Jamaica and stuff like that. So I love the water. So I took swimming, and the chlorine, the pool that we used, it was an Olympic pool. So
Okay.
the people from the Olympics, they would use this pool in order to test their skills basically before they go to the actual pool in Nassau County. It's in Nassau Coliseum.
Okay.
So I took that class and my face started getting really bad. So I put on more makeup, and then it would get worse when I would swim because the chlorine was eating at my face. Like I said, this is an Olympic pool. So like typically some pools, I don't know the percentage, but they have a smaller amount of chlorine. Olympic pools have a higher amount of chlorine, so it can really eat at your skin. So it was. Long story short, my mom was like, Brownie, you have to stop wearing makeup. And I was like, Mom, my face is so hideous. And she was like, you have to, or else it's not going to get better. So I was like, okay. I was like so mortified. Anyway, getting to the future, my face got a lot better. My mom did it. My mom does everything for me. I love my mom. But
Salute.
she
Salute.
yes, I love my mom. But I love my dad too. Like me and my dad, what? Like me and my dad, okay. So anyway, yeah, so she helped me with that. So one thing I wanted to recommend. So this is something I use. I am not recommending it to people. I am only saying this is what I use. So this is something called Hollow. This comes from like cows. I don't want to explain it because I don't have the proper wording. So I don't want to say something wrong. I use that on my face, and then I use turmeric oil. So the reason I use turmeric oil is to even out my skin. I
Okay.
used to have really bad blemishes, and it's natural. It's this girl called Lena Love Naturals. I would plug her because she is like really
Yes,
good. She does
definitely.
everything
Fuck, go
herself.
ahead. Do your thing.
Right. That's the only plug, nothing else.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the
It
turmeric,
don't
like,
have.
right. This turmeric is so good. I use it all the time. I use it every day, morning and night, because I wash my face in morning and night. I exfoliate my face at night, and then I only wash my face in the morning with water. That's it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I don't
I
have to
use
do
so
anything.
you know what's funny? That's all I like. I just use cold water. I use cold
Yeah.
water in the morning and wash and scrub my face with it. And when I take my shower, I use the black soap. I just use the black
Yeah.
soap and wash my face with black soap. So that's that's the proper, in my eyes, at least for me to do. I like doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? So
So I don't want to say I'm not wearing. I wear makeup. I
yeah.
have concealer on and I have eyeliner on. That's it. I don't really wear makeup like that.
And
But
that's the thing. See, that's what I want to make clear to women. Like, in no shape, fashion, or form am I or Dognomics telling you Dognomics telling you not to wear makeup, not to wear. You can do what you want. We're just trying to tell you other options
yeah,
and how to balance it so you can maintain, hopefully keeping your edges, keeping your hair, not messing up your face too much. Because I like I said, me growing up. Usually, I'm just saying, me growing up, when I seen women like wigs and a bunch of makeup were for like grandmas. They were for
yes,
grandmas. I'm just saying, I'm seeing girls this day and age, young girls, even like I be knowing kids that are going to prom. You go watch your cousin, my little cousin go to their proms, and I'm seeing girls that look like Casper. I'm talking about full-fledged makeup on, lace fronts, blonde, yellow, red, whatever. And then later on down the road, they take those off, or their edges end up missing, or they're damaging their hair, and they wonder why they can't ever go outside again without wearing this type of stuff. And sometimes, believe it or not, that's probably why some women are wearing bonnets outside all day, every day. They run to the store with a bonnet on. They run to the club. They might go to the club with a bonnet and Crocs. You like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah,
yeah. I remember when
exactly.
the first time I saw a bonnet, I was like, "Why is she wearing a shower cap outside?" I was so
Yeah.
confused, and people were like, "Oh no, it's the style," and I was like, "What's the
Nah,
style?" And they were like, "Oh,
nah.
it's to cover your hair, it's protect your hair." I'm like, "That's not protecting your hair," but
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
It looks bad, but yeah.
Yeah,
So I live by this. Okay. I'm telling women you are great the way you are. Just like
yeah,
enhance certain things naturally. So like for
yeah.
me, I enhance my natural features. So like with like my hair, it doesn't always look like this. It's really like, dry because my hair just stays dry. That's the type of hair that I have. But I put stuff in it to make it look better. I don't want to put weave in my hair because it's not helping my hair. My hair has been growing so much because I've been taking care of it, and part of the reason that you could be having alopecia is because of your diet. Part of the reason you could be having acne is because of your diet.
Yep.
Like a lot of everything goes into your diet. If your nails are breaking all the time, my nails used to break all the time. They break sometimes, but like not as bad as they used to. But like that could be your diet. Maybe you're eating too much meat. Maybe you're eating too many carbs. Maybe you're not balancing certain things, especially if you're not eating vegetables and fruits. Yeah, you're definitely like your nails and your hair are definitely going to show what you're eating for
Okay.
sure, and your face for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll show on your face. Now I got a question, because if I'm correct, you're in the down south Atlanta type area. If I'm correct,
No,
what? Huh?
I'm not in the
Yeah,
no.
but I'm just saying. But you're in that state, like I'm just saying. But if you're in Georgia, but out
Yes.
further, I'm
Yes.
just saying in general. What, even being around or close to that area, do you think that it plays a major role in how some women are changing up their features, like in Atlanta, for instance? Like, because I'm pretty sure even if you're not from there or living there now, like you're close to it still,
Mhm.
but if you go there and you see that, did it ever play on your mind that we're seeing these women with BBLs, weave, changing up there? Because one thing I noticed is a lot of girls that move to Atlanta or that area, sometimes around that area, they start getting influenced to the point where they feel they need to change up their features. Do you think something like that, did it ever cross your mind, just being out in that area, to like change up anything major because of where you were at? Because sometimes where you're at plays a major, especially with women, it plays a major role on how you feel about yourself, being around women with BBLs, women with facelifts, lip injections. So can you speak on that a little bit? If you think, as a young girl growing up, or in just in general being in certain areas in your life, that it never played a role on you, or you thought about it at one time but you didn't, or
Um, yeah, okay, so I'll try to like, yeah.
yeah.
So when like when I was younger, I have very small boobs. So I always got the itty bitty titty committee,
Yeah, yeah,
tease. Always got that, always got that. It was, a funny joke. So like once I started getting older and my body never changed, I'm still super petite. I
yeah,
got so much like, backlash from women. There are so many women who told me, let me upgrade you and let me do this for you. And you should go and get like, your boobs done. You should go and get your butt done and all this other stuff. And I'm like, for what? I don't
yeah,
even understand. Like, I'm gonna meet a guy who's gonna like me the way I am, and I don't have
exactly.
to change anything. So I don't see the point. But not even just that, like doing it for myself for what? I don't have a problem with it. Like
Yeah,
I don't like it as particularly, but I'm appreciative to God that He even made me. My
yeah,
parents made me, yes, but my God made me the way that I am. So that's the way I
yeah.
look at it. As far as living in Atlanta, well, I don't live in Atlanta. Whoa, excuse me. I don't live
As
yeah,
far as
yeah,
close to it and going,
right,
it's more about living close to it and going there because I'm pretty sure you
yeah.
frequent and go in there into Atlanta sometime. So
And
that's why I said even if you just happen to go there and you see that stuff, because like I said, there are a lot of young girls that are moving to these places or they're frequenting these places when they go on vacation and they see all these girls like that and they feel as if, well, I'm not getting no attention. Then they
yeah,
end up getting these breast augmentations and these BBLs. And like in my mind, like I'm big on it. It ain't gonna change nothing. Like
right.
what I don't understand what you think a BBL is gonna change other than bringing the wolves out and making yourself more sexual to men that want to possibly. I'm not saying they are, but that possibly just may want one thing out of you. So because when men see sometimes a bigger, okay, she went and got a bigger butt. What you gonna do with it? That's how some
Mhm.
men look at it. Like, what are you gonna do with it now that you got it? Are you using it to go like, work the clubs? Are you doing it to impress other men? Are you doing it to make other women jealous because you want a butt that's bigger
Yes.
than hers? So
Yep.
that's what I be
That is
talking
one
about.
of them. Like women, I definitely agree. Women are the biggest critics of women. I can say that for sure. Like men, yeah, okay, men have said some things to me. There was a guy who said that I should get a boob job. There was a guy who said I should get a blonde wig so that I can look a little bit more exciting and stuff like that. And I'm like, a blonde wig? What?
They're like,
Like,
hey,
yeah. This, all these side comments and stuff like that. But I just,
yeah,
I don't really care. I have a loving family, and they, they tell me that they love me. They tell me I'm beautiful. I have a twin sister too, so like I
okay,
never had
salute.
to really deal with like being like influenced too much. And I lived in
Okay,
New York, so like the
yep,
same lifestyle that they have in Atlanta is the same in New York. So I
okay,
never really felt like, oh, I need to go and get a butt job or anything like that because I don't know. It's just not necessary. And it
okay,
brings,
yeah,
yeah, it brings unwanted attention. I don't want people looking at me like I'm some type of sex symbol or something like that. Like I want them to look at me for my intelligence or something I could bring to them or help them with. So yeah.
okay. Yeah, so what do you think about the for instance, I talk about women who sexualize themselves online. Do you think there's a proper dress code for women when they get above a certain age that they should formulate into their life? Like when they get a little bit older, like do you think they should be more conservative with the way they dress, or should these women that are like, let's say 35 plus, should they be living their best life and wear like less clothing? Because I don't know. I just feel the older you get, the more I'm not gonna say you gotta tone it down all the way, but I be seeing women that are like in their like 30, 35 and up acting like they're in their 20s and shit like that. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know if it's their mindset, but it's like, do you feel a way about, not feel a way because what they eat don't make you shit. You know what I'm saying? But do you think that when women get to a certain age, they should step out far as more acting like more of a grown woman than acting like, or dressing like, I don't want to say you dressing like a 20-year-old, but I don't know if y'all get my drift, but it's like,
Mhm.
should you have your belly out and all this cleavage out when you're like of this big old age? Like, would you consider it like it's an okay thing to do if you're that age or in certain areas of life, I guess. I don't know. What would be your take on that?
I think that you should wear whatever you want, but you should be prepared to be judged
Okay,
and be
exactly.
shamed. Yes. So
Exactly.
if you want to go outside, like I really love wearing dresses. Like it's like my thing. I love it. And then when I go outside to do my yard work, you'll see in my pictures, like I wear like sometimes I wear a button-up shirt or I'll wear like a long sleeve shirt. I have like a really big thing with mosquitoes. So like I'm always like covered up from head to toe. People laugh when they see me doing yard work. They're like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, we thought there were like there was like some type of like serial killer over there at your house. You're like so covered up. And I'm like, yeah, it's because of mosquitoes. But anyway,
And
so when I
hold
go
on,
out, I
hold
try
on,
to
hold
wear
on. And remember, y'all, subscribe to her channel. I got it down at the bottom. Go check her channel because she actually gets busy. She don't just talk this shit. She lives it. So if y'all don't believe, like, she's not one of them people that just getting up here saying this is like, she's really gardening. She's really lifting cinder blocks, planting. She really like, she talk it because she actually lives it. So she ain't just up here talking to talk. So that's why I said, go to her channel, because y'all could actually see her getting busy. Like, she's not one of the people that's just saying, yeah, this is what I do. She's actually doing that. But get back to what you were saying, Dognomics, do your thing.
I'm so sorry. I forgot what I was saying. Not that you made me forget. My dog distracted me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the clothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like, so that's another reason why I make my clothes, is because like I see the style, like I see the trends in stores, and I'm like, I don't like this stuff. Like that's when started making my clothes like a long time ago. Some of them, I don't really like them anymore, but like, I mostly make like maxi dresses and stuff that covers my skin.
Yeah.
I would, start like dating at some point, but like when I date, like I don't want this person to look at me and see all my skin. I want him to see me like this, completely covered up, and then
Yeah.
take me as this. And then if he, things
Yeah.
go well, then he can start seeing a little bit more of my flesh. But yeah, so
Exactly.
when women dress like this, it's like, it's their choice. I mean, if you want to dress like that, if you want to look like a whore, that's
Yeah.
your choice. If you want to show your butt cheeks and your
Good
boobs and all
choice.
that other stuff, that's fine. But you can't get mad when a guy comes up to you and he's like, "Ooh, them boobs look good. Them titties looking
Yeah.
good." You
Yeah.
can't get mad because you put them on display. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way I look at it,
Yeah.
honestly.
And that's what I tell dudes too. Hold on, we got somebody actually calling in. Hold
Sorry
on.
for my vulgar language.
Yeah, you're good. You're fine. Thanks for calling into the MABW channel. It's me and Dognomics on the live stream. Who do we have on the live today?
This is Jay.
How you
Jay number 3Y.
What's up, Jay number 3? What's going on? What you got a question for me or Dognomics?
Actually, I want to chop it up with the both of you on the subject you just got through speaking on about a woman's age and how she dresses.
Okay.
And I want to sign in on that conversation for a moment and put out some ideas.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I'll start by saying I really love what you all are doing today. Thank you both for taking the time to come on and open up our live for me to not just for me to hop on now, but just for us to enjoy, and we're turning it up down in the chat. But so okay, look, I was dating older woman in her 50s or whatever, and she would dress like she was in the 20s and stuff like that. Now that's what attracted me to her, but as I got to know her, I liked her because of her character, her moral, the way she handled herself and things like that. So when I heard you talking about the topic, there are times that I would remember, I'd be like, man, does she actually have to wear that? Why is she wearing that? If we're good, she trying to attract somebody else?
Yep.
And so as you're talking, because it spurred those thoughts on, I was like, man, let me call in and throw these things out there. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second. Go ahead.
Okay, so you know what? I've spoke on that before. On my channel a lot. I talk about how and I was, what's funny? I was just about to segue into that. I was gonna talk about how me personally, I don't like the notion, okay, when men have a girlfriend and you met her a certain way, and then later on down the road she wants to start changing up the aesthetic of as far as how she looks. And I agree with what you're saying. When because you gotta think about it, man. When you have a girlfriend and you loved her or you like her for the way that she looks already, why does she feel the need to start changing something on her physically, like her body? Like, no, I believe if you met a girl and she didn't have a BBL when you met her, if you like her for that, why does she feel she need a BBL now? Why does she feel she need breast implants now? As a man, we're gonna feel that you're trying to do this now to garner the attention of another man. So I always try to tell women that men technically don't like that, and they're gonna feel some way, because if you met her like this, if I met you like this and I like you like this, I accepted you. If you're trying to change your whole look and appearance after we're together, especially if I'm being a good man to you and I love you for the way you look already, something else must be going on. And people in the comment section can chime in, or you can call in if you want. Dognomics, I'll let you also chime in on that. And let us know what you think, like as far as a scenario like that. Do you think that women in general should be changing up anything if they have a boyfriend who loves them for the way they are and the way they look?
I think this is the way I am, honestly. I think that she should. I know that women are going to probably get on me about this, but this is just the way I think. This is the way my dad taught me. Like, you should be dressing how your man wants you to dress. So, like, when I was with my ex, I would ask him, what kind of things do you like? What kind of things do you like that I wear? Like, if we went to dinner or something like that, I would go and ask him, like, hey, what do you want me to wear tonight? And he would give me like a generalization, and I would try and, tailor my outfit to whatever it is I've seen that he like gets his eyes big about whatever I wear.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be my opinion about it. She should be tailoring how she dresses to you, because ideally, like, she's supposed to be the woman of your dreams. So,
Yeah.
everything that she does should be based off around you. So that's what I think.
So Jay, when you said you typically, if I'm correct, you date older women.
Okay, so yes, and actually I'm dating one now, but I was referencing a scenario where I was in a relationship with one.
Okay.
She was in her upper 50s, but she dressed like she was in her 20s. And as I said, I'm sorry, there probably was something not clear. I met her that way, and it attracted me to her.
Okay, so you
Really
so you like the way she looked when she was dressing. She was in her 50s, and you liked the fact that she was dressing younger. It attracted you to her.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, she wasn't really skimpy, but she had a nice body, and she was like flexing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But we started dating because we actually liked each other beyond sexual attention. And so what I was saying is that, but then I started thinking, because I really liked her, that I was really into her, that like I couldn't tell her to change because that's how I met her. But I wanted her to see, in seeing how I felt about her, make that decision to see how I felt about how she handled herself. There, if that gives any more clarity.
Okay, yeah, I get what you. So I get what you're saying now. So physically, when you've seen her, you were attracted to her because she did have a nice body in her 50s. She was older than you. It attracted you, but you started like you liked her, so you kind of wanted her to change it up because this is your lady now, or you like her. So I would like people to chime in on that, because I talk about this too. It's like, can I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, if she was like that when you met her, she probably because if she's 50, I'm thinking she's set in them ways already. So if you met her like that, she's probably, as a 50-plus-year-old woman, she's gonna feel that, well, you met me like this, you can't change me now because you like me more. So, and I'll let the comment section. I'm pretty sure people will chime in, but I don't think that she has to change now because you accepted her like that. If you liked her like that, like if you liked her like that and it attracted you, now that you're attracted to her and you got her, I don't think there's possibly no way that you could change her mind now, or that you can feel, I'll put it like that you can feel a certain way about it.
Yeah, like, you can suggest it, but if she says no, like, you have to accept it, because you already accepted her for who she is. There are people who get into relationships like that, and I'm not bashing you, Jay, and I'm not a relationship expert at all. This is mostly about just, like, reciprocation and fairness. But, like, I don't know, I feel like I've been in a relationship where someone said something like that. He was like, oh, well, you can dress a little, sexier, and you can, like, straighten your hair sometimes. Your hair doesn't always have to be the way it is. And I'm like, this is how you like me, though. Like, you've been liking me like this, and now you're telling me you want me to straighten my hair. Like, what? Sorry, I don't mean to get at it. It's just, like, kind of frustrating. But I'm not getting frustrated with you, Jay. I'm just saying, like, if you meet a woman and she is a certain way and she behaves a certain way, you have to expect that for the rest of the relationship. So yeah.
And I want to read this comment real quick from Agree to Disagree podcast, A2D. Shout out to y'all. They said, if a woman can tell a man to be monogamous after they get into a relationship with them, then a man can tell you, a woman, to tighten up her wardrobe as a woman in a relationship. And that part I will agree with. I feel, because it has to be some type of give and take. If y'all are together, in some way, y'all got to get on the same accord. Like it start coming to a point where it comes to like respect. Like, okay, I met you like this. I like you like this. Like, once again, I'm feeling, this is just my opinion. I feel that women in their 50s, if they dress like that and you met them like that, it ain't going to be too much of changing their mind. You can suggest it, but that don't mean she going to do it. So but I definitely, I'm feeling what you're saying. So like, are you this is somebody that you talked to before, Jay, that you were with like previously? This is an old ex or something like that. Like, were y'all together? Were you trying to make her change after y'all got together, or when you were gonna like make it official with her?
Well, to be clear, actually, I wasn't attempting to make her change at all.
Okay. Okay.
But I called in because we're talking about, the older women.
Okay.
A certain way as we get older, and I co-signed in sharing my experience and say that.
Okay.
That yes, they should, but the but is this: is that I like what the comment said. It is a give and take on both sides, but I think that mature women, if they're going to be mature, they can be sexy and mature.
Okay.
But and appropriate.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely, because
and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you know what? I totally get what you're saying now. So because I said this before, there are grown women out there that got nice bodies. They can still wear something, tight if they want, or nice and look good. But the only thing I'm saying is, like, this is just me, Jay. It's taking it too far when you showing butt cheeks, way too much cleavage. You got all types of side boob out. And sometimes, there are women out there, not all, but you have some women out there that will be with their men, and another man will look at them in a certain way, and then they expect you to fight for them. Now you up in a jiffy, you up in a doozy because your girl is out here looking like this, and other men are giving her the eye, and she like, babe, you gonna say something to him? Like, what are you supposed to do as a man now? Like, because I'm not about to fight every guy out here because you want to keep wearing tight shit every day. You feel me? Like, I'm not, because I'm pretty sure a lot of men, they've been in predicaments like that. It's like, you may not want to give your girl too much pushback, but it's like, because if I give her too much pushback, she gonna think I'm trying to control her. But it's like, babe, I'm not about to be like, if dudes gonna look at you, don't expect me to keep fighting dudes and telling dudes, why you looking at my girl? Why you looking at my lady? Because I don't want to go through that at night if I'm out on a date with you. I don't want to go through that. I want you to look good. I ain't going front. You, my lady, I want you looking good as hell out. I want you looking, I don't mind you turning eyes, but I don't want it to be a thing where it's just like way too much of your body is showing. You can look nice in something nice, but I don't want it to where your body is just showing like crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing about that too, though, is that when women dress like that, because I used to, I was younger, I used to like, show off a little bit.
Yeah.
When I was younger. But then you start realizing that even when you're with your boyfriend, because you're disrespecting yourself, other men are like, oh, she disrespects herself. Her boyfriend seems to be okay with her disrespecting herself. So I'm gonna go over there and smack her ass or something like that, So like you're kind of putting yourself into a bad situation when you do that. Jay, I know that you're talking about something completely different, but I'm talking about the side of like when women choose to dress like this, like we were just talking about before. I said you can dress however you want, but you have to be willing to accept the judgment and shame. You also have to be willing to accept people looking at you a certain way, like you're a whore. And when they sit there and treat you like a whore, and then you're sitting there crying and you're like, oh my goodness, this person did this to me. And people are like, that's why people are like, what were they wearing sometimes when things happen, which I don't think is a fair question all the time. But like, sometimes it is, because it's like, there's wolves out there. Like, there's dogs out there. I talk to my uncles and all the male in my family. They tell me that they're dogs. They tell me all these things. So I'm like, okay, so they put me on game. But yeah, a lot of women, like, you have to be careful when you're dressing a certain way, especially people from different cultures. Like in certain cultures, men don't respect women. So they think they can just go up to women and touch them and everything will be fine. So yeah.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, Jay, I want to thank you for tapping in with us, man. I appreciate you. That was a great question, and something to start up that we can actually talk about here. I appreciate you.
MABW, before you come off,
yes,
I just wanted to say this, please. Is that the take on it as men, I think we should have is this. You don't fight over a woman.
Yes.
You fight to protect your family. Now, if that's your family and someone coming at them wrong, but it's been my experience and my noticing of the ways of life and the way things go that every time a man fights for a woman, over a woman, or does something for a woman, this ain't about being against women that I'm speaking on. I'm talking about just good judgment and good character.
Yes.
Is that when you're out of the picture, they're on the phone. I don't care what it is. It could be a couple in love. If he's locked up, she's on the phone. So I would never.
Hello. Jay, I preach that all the time. Don't I stand 10 toes down. I do not just be fighting for women. Like, don't just because guess what? I say this all the time on my channel. Somebody either gonna end up dead or in jail. And once that person is dead or in jail, she gonna be doing the same thing she been doing if she's that type of woman. Okay, a real woman.
Same for men with women, right?
Yeah.
Men, women don't fight over men.
Women don't fight over men either, because at the end of the day, to the men and women out there, your partner shouldn't be putting you in no predicament. I don't care. Like, your partner should never be putting you in any type of predicament. Now, if it's a real thing where my lady is in danger, I'm gonna stick up for my lady if that's the case, or my wife if that's the case. But some of you dudes out there just be fighting just because, or taking away your brother's life just because. Some of you women out there are fighting these other women in the workplace, social setting, just because. And it's like, she don't want your man. Just like to the bros out there. The bros don't be wanting your girl, fellas. Men and women, when we see something that easy on the eyes, we gonna look. We're gonna look. It's just human nature. So people, real talk, stop causing trouble or fighting over people just because. It's not worth it. Because at the end of the day, whether it's man or woman, somebody might end up hurt or in jail over the situation. And your significant other, for the most part, unless they just really love you like that, they gonna be on to the next. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It is what it is. That's just life. I'm a realist. That's just life. So, Jay, once again, man, thank you for calling in, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for y'all's courtesy.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Bye, Jay.
Yeah, that was great that he talked about that. I always tell people, like, we got to do better when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? And I've said that before. Even that's why I always say, even on my channel, I say to the ladies, men ain't y'all competition. Like, I always say, I know that women, when I used to work 9 to 5s, especially if it was an office setting, when I used to do, when I was in sales selling like internet service, the women in there were bickering and bitching because of other women. And it's about dudes that they not even dating in the workplace. One might have a crush on them. The other girl might wear a nice fit to work. She mad because she got on a nice fit at work. The dude is like, he not even none of y'all boyfriend. What the fuck is y'all talking about in here? So it just be crazy. And dudes too. Some of you dudes out there are suckers. Straight up. Y'all ready to take a dude life because he looked at your girl at the bar, but you don't know that your girl was giving him the eye the whole time at the bar, sending him signals. And it's like, these dudes get mad because these women are choosing. It's like, we got to stop this nonsense. Real shit. Like, we got to stop being so wanting to fight over people that possibly may not even be that into us. She don't like you like that anyway, or he may not like you like that anyways. But you ready to hurt your sister, your sister or your brother over somebody that would be possibly playing you anyways. So stop it. That's to everybody out there. I stand 10 toes down on that when I say that. But Dognomics, let me give you some space to talk on that situation.
Yeah. Something I preach is like unity. When I was younger, I didn't believe in, Black people coming together because Black people didn't do me right. You hear the way I speak. Like, Black people have always given me slack for the way I speak. Oh, you're trying to talk like a white girl and all this other stuff. And I'm like, damn, aren't we Black people? Aren't we supposed to stick together? We're all different. I'm not supposed to be like you. And what is a Black person supposed to talk like if they ain't supposed to talk like this? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we need to be more unified as a people in general. Like I understand Black people need to come together, and primarily part of the reason I'm doing this health aspect is for Black people, mostly Black elders. I really, really like elderly people are like my kryptonite, seriously. So
Yep.
like that's part of the reason. But like in general, I think it's best that we all unify together. We all have one common enemy, the elite. That's it.
Yes, that's a
Yes,
fact.
the people who are running this whole Truman show, they are the people who are our enemy. And
Yeah.
we need to stick together because they're purposely trying to keep us separated through race, excuse me, through gender, through politics, especially. Like, don't let certain things, like, turn you away from your family, especially. Even we saw during COVID, like, people were, oh, do you have the shot? Oh, well, if you don't have the shot, then you're not going to be part of my family anymore. And it's like, what?
Yep,
And then the
exactly.
freaking
That
elites, they're
was
sitting here
that
like,
was a
ha, ha,
crazy
ha.
yo.
Yeah.
That did get
That
off
was crazy.
subject, but that was a crazy era. Like that to see, it was damn near like we were at a civil war with each other. The people that had it compared to the people that didn't have it. It's like I see motherfuckers today still wearing. I'm like, y'all still wearing masks in 2026? Like, I'm like, y'all. I be looking like y'all. All right. Y'all
Yeah.
going to bed with masks on? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with some of y'all out there? But that's another story for another. But I get what you're saying when it comes. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like we got like you said, we just gotta be more prone to like not wanting to like quickly jump on somebody for certain reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like we all in this together, no matter what. No matter how much we joke and talk about shit, we all got one common enemy. The people, because at the end of the day, even when I think about like, not to get on, I don't really get on politics too much, and I'm gonna keep it real short. But people, think about how long you've been on Earth for. Okay, think about the way you vote. No matter any, I want y'all to open your ears on this part. No matter how you voted, what has it changed for you? Your pay still the same. Inflation is happening. Shrinkflation is happening. You ain't getting no raises at your job. Ain't nothing changed. Think about all the times you voted. What has changed? I'm going to let it marinate too. I'm going to turn to the side and I'm going to let it marinate. What changed?
Even the food industry too. Like
your paycheck ain't changed. Yeah. Gas still going up. Grocery prices are still going. It don't matter. I don't give a fuck if you vote Democrat, Republican. I don't care. You voted the same way, primarily the same way all the freaking time. What has changed? Nothing. You still living the same life. You still going to your 9 to 5. You still either trying to get by, barely make it, or you're there and you're living comfortably. Nothing changed. Nothing. So that's why I said, people, do what you got to do for yourself and your family. Fuck it. Like me, respectfully, fuck everybody. Yeah. As far as like the people that are above, that y'all are being hyper consumers for, stop giving your money away to them. They don't care about you. All you're doing is making them. I'm not in it to make I ain't trying to make nobody that got $1 million or $1 billion rich. I don't give a damn. You got millions and billions already. Why do I need to buy your product? That's why I stay away from a lot of shit. Because at the end of the day, we're just the little people down here. We're like, respectfully, like they're up there, they're out here building bunkers and all types of shit. We're still here. Like, ain't nothing changed. So people, do what you got to do for yourself and your family. Go ahead, Dognomics. Let me let you talk. I had to go on my little rant real quick.
That'd be going on mine too. Let's go. Yeah. Do everything for yourself. Like voting too. Like don't base it off of a name. Kamala Harris. Oh, she's black. She's not black. But oh, she's black. We gotta vote for a black woman. We gotta support a black woman. Okay, what is she doing though? Like, what is she saying she's gonna do for us? What is Trump saying he's gonna do for us? Like, even though it's unfortunate that we have just like two choices to make. Republican or Democrat. I think that's insane. A lot of people, I've talked to people from other countries and they're like, it's so strange how you guys' politics work. Like you guys really only get to choose between two people. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy. So like, yeah, you should base your votes. Don't like follow people seriously, because you're gonna end up when the choice comes that you didn't actually choose. And then people are like, oh, what happened? You're going to be upset. Well, really, really what I'm trying to say is when you vote for somebody and then they don't do what they said they were going to do, did you read their policies? Did you read what they actually were about? Because some of them, they say what they're going to do, but they don't actually do it.
Because this day and age, voting is based off emotions. Yeah. Let's call it spade a spade. A lot of voting this day, especially with this last one, this last shit. This shit was based off of emotions. Like, respectfully, nobody out there is really doing their due diligence in reading what their policies are.
Well,
Nobody.
I did.
I mean, no.
I did make mine,
Yeah, it doesn't apply. It doesn't apply to everybody. Like, I read it. I still read the
all of the policies.
But the thing is, let's be real. A good portion of people don't. It's just emotion.
Right.
Oh, she's a black woman. I'm voting her in. Oh, he's a man. I don't like him. What he's gonna do? It's like, oh, she gonna let me be able to like take away not having a baby. It's emotion. A lot of things.
Well, it's funny. Everything you just said, you know, it came from one person, a woman. I'm not trying to slander women. I'm just saying, like, most of the men who I spoke to when they were voting, you know, they all voted conservatively.
Of course.
But women, I would ask like some women, I'd be like, oh, why are you voting for that person? And they're like, and I'm like, so you don't know why you voted for this person, but you voted for them. What? Why are you supporting somebody you don't even know what they do? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. This is like, yeah, this is like music too. This is the entertainment industry and everything. Like, and I'm not trying to sit here and say I do like some super duper rabbit hole on everything that I, you know, well, actually, I kind of do. But like, you know, when you're supporting people, at least know what they represent, at least know what they stand for before you stand behind them. Because when they do something stupid, you're going to be the one sitting there like, and people are going to be like, oh, I thought that was like your favorite entertainer. And it's like, you know, so.
And they veer away from it. And it's like that in my city right now. Like, we just, for the first time in history, we've had our first black mayor up here in Syracuse, New York. And you ask people, why you vote for her? Because she's going to make history. She'll be the first black mayor, the first black woman mayor. And I'm like, okay, what's her policies like? Straight death. They act like they deaf. I'm like, so you voted for her just because she would be the first black mayor and would make history, not because of her policies and what she can do for the community or the people. You voted for her because she would be the first black mayor and make. I'm like, y'all fucking. I'm like, the community is fucking, respectfully, especially if you in Syracuse hold this fucking L. Y'all done, like, because you can't vote for people just because they may make history.
You can't vote for them
because they can make history. Be the first black. I don't give a fuck if she'll be the first black mayor. What the fuck she gonna do? Is she gonna improve the school system for the kids? Is she gonna improve on the crime up here? Is she gonna send police to impoverished neighborhoods? The police to what is she doing? I don't care if she's black. I don't.
Right.
Black people, let me give you a PSA respectfully. I don't give a fuck if you're black. I don't. Y'all know how I feel, and y'all know I'm clear cut. I don't care if you're black. What are you gonna do for the people? What are you gonna do for your community? Okay, that's what it is, because I'm more in tune personally with local politics than the big government type politics, because I live here. So if it's gonna affect my kids, if it's gonna affect my property taxes, I need to know shit. Okay, I don't want my property taxes going up. I don't want my kids being put in predicaments where they can't ride their bikes down the street because some knuckleheads are coming down the street, aiming their weapons, shooting at everybody. What are y'all doing for the community? If a white man or a white woman can protect and do better for the community, I'll vote for them. If a black woman or a black man can do the same, I'll vote for them. It's about your policies to me. I just want to make that clear. Now continue. Go ahead, Dognomics. Shout out to Valerie. Valerie is up in here. Val, welcome in. We see you in here. Salute to Valerie. Salute to Starla. Salute to Andrea, Project Roy. Salute to everybody coming up here.
Tali.
Salute to everybody. Talik, big salute.
Yeah, Tali. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, what was I going to say about that? Oh, yeah. So, like, you know, supporting Black, you know, is good at a point. You still have to look at like the service. You still have to look at the way they treat people and stuff like that. Like when you know, it started to become more popular to like support Black businesses and stuff. Sure, I will support it. But what are they like? As a Jamaican, you know, MABW, when we go to our Jamaican restaurants.
Come on.
When we go to Jamaican restaurants, okay, we already know the customer service might be a little bit crappy because Jamaicans got attitude, okay? But the food is gonna be slamming. Okay, that's one exception I have for supporting Black businesses. I will always support my Jamaican restaurants, okay? But when it comes to supporting, like, you know, just because they're Black, I've also been on the short end of that stick where I supported someone because they're Black. They don't show up, they don't freaking call you or anything, they have attitude, they're complaining the whole time they're doing some type of service. And this is me talking mostly about contractors and stuff, like, you know, doing business with Black businesses. I will give you a chance, but you
Yep.
can't just think that I'm just going to support you just because you're Black and you're going to do some crappy work for me and I'm going to be like, oh, support them. Like, no, you're just like anybody else, you didn't do a good job. So
Yep.
yeah, color. And even with, like, you know, my upbringing, like growing up in California and New York, I was around so many different diversities, or, you know, cultures or whatever, different types of people. So like, just, I don't know, honing in on one type of person just because that's me. And I identify with Black Americans. I'm half Black American, but I mostly identify with the Caribbeans. And with
Right.
Caribbeans, like, we don't look at that whole like, oh, Black. I make tons of jokes, but I make
Yeah.
jokes about everybody. I make
Yeah.
jokes about Asians, Indians, you know, I don't
Yeah.
give a damn. But
Same
like,
here.
I've never been that type of person that's like, oh, I'm just going to support you because you look like me. Like, no, we saw that with Obama. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about
No,
Obama. I'm
no,
just
that no.
saying that,
Go
like,
ahead and listen. Go ahead and talk. Yo, listen. They know how I operate. I don't give a damn about your feelings. You gotta talk. You. This the thing. I say this to people. Even when you have, you gotta speak on shit like that. Like, because yeah, stuff may hurt their feelings, but sometimes people got to get their feelings hurt. Sometimes you got to speak on it. Like, I don't care what, since I came on a YouTube at 20, I kept it a buck with y'all. I don't give a damn. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna talk. You can have your opinion and your feelings about something. I don't gotta walk the same path that you walk. Like, we can still be cool, but I don't gotta walk the path you walk. And it's no different than when we were kids. Remember, y'all, back in the day when we were kids, we might get into a fight with our friend and be playing Nintendo or Sega later. We gonna fight a little bit, y'all. We gonna have our disagreements, but that don't mean we still can't have this dialogue and talk about it. Everybody, you can't. I'm not here to pander to anybody, you know, and y'all know that already. And this is what I love about y'all too, because even the people like the supporters of this channel, y'all don't pander to people. Think about pandering to somebody some of y'all, listen, you can't be mad at if you ain't gonna talk that shit to your boss, don't talk that shit to me either then. If you like, because at the end of the day, y'all don't want to pander to y'all boss. Y'all not gonna be, some of y'all may, but it's like, you be like to your boss, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, I'm not about to go do that. So, or you ain't gonna agree with your boss on everything. You may feel you have to, and that's why I had to get out of that world, Dognomics, because it's like, I don't agree with your statements and what you doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the shift in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like I always tell y'all, if your job is playing a toll on your mental health, get out. Get out. You know what I'm saying? Because these bosses, they're talking to y'all any old way. They not trying to give y'all promotions. They putting people ahead of y'all. If it's playing a toll on your mental health, you have to search for new horizons. That's why I always tell people respectfully, start building up your own thing while you're working. So while you're building up, you know, if you ever have to take a different route because of your boss or somebody at your job that you don't like, you know, you can make that move. Or at least you know you got the credentials to move on to a different job. Have your credentials in order, people, because these jobs ain't playing fair this day and age. And if the epidemic, if the pandemic didn't prove that to y'all, I don't know what will. They were getting rid of y'all because y'all wasn't taking shots. Respect. Think about that. Think about a company telling you, you better get this or else. You don't know what a substance may be, but you got to get it. Or I don't think that was right. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm the type of person that would have looked at y'all like, okay, like I got a CDL. I've always talked about that. Commercial drivers, we didn't have to go do that. But nurses and other people that had to be in enclosed areas with people, they were making y'all get fucking shot. And it's like, that was so wrong to me. Like, it was just wrong. And if they would have said kids needed shots for school, that would, and I think homeschooling is better anyway, but that would have been the moment my kids would have been snatched the fuck out of school. But once again, Dognomics, go ahead and proceed. My bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, during COVID, that was when I actually, you know what's so funny? Actually, during COVID, that's when I learned all this stuff. Like, I didn't know how to do all this stuff before. I did not know how to garden. I did not know how to sew. I knew how to crochet, but I didn't know how to, like, cook certain foods, stuff like that. So when COVID happened and people were losing their jobs like crazy, people that were working for corporations for like 30 years or something like that, losing their jobs because they didn't take a shot. They, at the company that I work at, they were talking about it. But people at our company, it's very strange, people at our company were like, "Oh, you're going to make us take the shot." And they were saying, "Well, we're not saying that." We're like, "Okay, well, let us know when you do, because when you do, we're all going to quit." So pretty much everybody who was in the corporate world in this business, they were saying that we're not going to take the shot. We don't care if we're going to lose our job because we have skills beyond this. So that's when I was like, oh, okay. So they're firing people. I knew so many people that lost their jobs. I know so many people that lost their lives. And that's when I also got into health, because I was like, okay, I'm not letting whatever it is they're passing through. I don't know if I don't know if I can talk about this, but
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that the Jeffrey Epstein files, they were
Yeah.
talking about
Heard
COVID
about
and
that
how
shit.
they stirred it. Yeah, that's crazy. But anyway,
They
they're gonna
pivot
do
a
this
lot.
again.
They pivot a
Yeah,
lot. They deflect and
exactly.
pivot a lot on that shit.
Right. They're going to do it again. So that's why I'm like, okay, next time I'm going to be absolutely prepared. I
Yep.
wasn't unprepared last time because I'm super healthy, but like, anyway.
Yep.
So yeah, that's when I learned all these different things. I was like, let me start growing my food, because as you guys know, I don't know if any of you guys know, there's going to be a food shortage this summer. It's already happening now. That's why you're seeing higher prices, is because they don't have enough food to give to people, because that's a long story too. I'm not going to go there. But something happened in the past couple of years where they purposely shortened our food because they want the population to decrease. So when there isn't going to be available food, only the people who have money, which you already see, Oracle just laid off like 30,000 of their workers. Some of them were corporate workers who had been there for like 25 years. They didn't give a damn. They just sent the email that day and said, "Sorry, you no longer have a job. AI took your job. Goodbye." And they give them a severance package. And sometimes these severance packages, like, they don't last you. Like,
They
yeah,
ain't
you
nothing.
get 3 months, right?
They
Exactly. And
ain't
like, you're
nothing.
like, my mortgage is, I'm not gonna say my mortgage, but my mortgage is this amount, and you're giving me a severance package for this, but there aren't even jobs hiring. So what am I supposed to do? So these companies, they don't care about you. They don't give a damn. So
That's why I
please,
said, people,
yeah,
real talk, get on y'all shit, because AI is coming. Like in
yes,
our city, they're building, I don't know if people notice in New York State, but they're building the biggest chip factory, like damn near in the world, Micron. I don't know if y'all heard of Micron. Micron is
micro
coming
technology, yeah.
here. The chip factory is coming here to my city. So y'all better be prepared for what's to come. That's why I said prepare. Make sure y'all have a skill. People, have a skill that AI can't take.
Mhm.
You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. I'm telling you, even the Uber CEO talked about they're about to build these autonomous type cars that can just drive for Uber themselves. Like they
Look
don't
at
want
Walmart.
people.
Walmart
They
has the
want,
drones.
yeah, they want you to have to depend on them.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like, people trying to do gig job. People starting to get comfortable, doing a Uber thing or a DoorDash. And now y'all talking about y'all want to build these automatic cars that can pick. It's like y'all not leaving nothing for the people. Y'all trying to like limit people to what they can do. So they gotta depend on y'all. That's why I always tell y'all, like, just try to have some type of skill that see. I don't think first and foremost, salute to Andrea. Salute to Andrea again, because she said I resigned 12/25/2020 for refusing the shot at the hospital. Andrea was not playing no games. She said, if y'all gonna make, and I talked to Andrea about it before, she was working there for a long time. These are veteran workers working up in these places, and they're getting. And then the funny thing is, after all this was said and done, the people now, at least here, they don't even got to get shots to work at hospitals no more. So y'all had all y'all veteran workers or these people that really cared about the patient. Y'all had these people, or y'all let them go, or they resign. And now y'all got all these new age shitty workers working for y'all that don't know what the hell they doing. They were hiring people from I think they were trying to get people from like certain places to come up in hospitals to work that ain't know what the hell they were doing. I'm like, y'all bringing other motherfuckers to America to come up in hospitals to help out, and they don't know what they're doing, but y'all let y'all best workers go or resign. It's just, the world is crazy, yo. But go ahead. Crazy
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, that's crazy, Dre. Like, I refused to take that shot. There was no way in hell I was taking that shot. I didn't care what the circumstances were. And if I lost my job, then it would have been for the best. That's what God wanted. That's how I looked at it. But I didn't lose my job, thankfully. But the shots, they're going to push another shot. I'm not saying it because I'm Nostradamus or anything like that, but they're trying to push another pandemic. They've already tried to push it in China. It didn't work so successfully. They tried to push it in Africa. It didn't work so successfully. So there are some things that are going around right now. I don't know. Oh, okay, maybe something I would like to touch on. I'm going to touch on this because I think it's really important and I preach this. So, women, please, when you meet a guy and you're going on a date, you do not have to sleep with him, okay? I'm saying this because there are like bacteria, flesh-eating bacteria going around. Now, this is something you can get even if you wear a condom. It is literally just on the skin. I don't mean to be here. It's like literally on the skin. It can be all the way around your genitals. So what it does is, and mind you, they don't know what this flesh-eating bacteria is. So when you go to the doctor, they don't have anything they can give you. They can literally give you like Tylenol just to soothe yourself, and that's it. They have no idea what this is. It's something that's going around. It's like lacrophasis. I can't remember exactly.
It's not in New York yet, is it?
Oh, it's all over. It's all over.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Because not to be funny, but I keep hearing about like these diseases mutating in places like Houston and ATL. I'm just saying I'm hearing about it more. Like it's more prone from what I'm hearing. I'm not saying it's not everywhere, but I've been hearing about. I forgot what it. I wish I knew, but they said they said there's something in Houston that's like it's mutating. It's like something that's combined. That's like you can't even get rid of that shit. Like it's bad. That's why I said I don't understand why people keep no disrespect to Texas, but I'm going to disrespect Texas. Houston hold this fucking L, but y'all different out there. And the people that want to run to Houston respectfully, y'all different too. Because God knows I'm not running to a city like Houston unless Houston can make me rich. And it gotta benefit me and my family. It can't just be because, oh, it's summer vacation or I can move down here because look at this club. Look at this brunch. I'm not moving to places like that because of that. I don't care. I don't care about what the world thinks. I don't care about what society thinks. I'm doing what's in the best interest for me and my family when it comes to moving somewhere, period. You know what I'm saying? But that's disgusting. Get back to it. Go ahead and tell them, Dognomics, because they need to know. They running. They going to it's out there, so talk to them.
Yeah. Yeah. The disease you were thinking of was syphilis. So syphilis, they just discovered that syphilis has mutated into a new form of syphilis that they don't have medication for yet, by the way. They don't know exactly how it mutated. It's just that so many people are having sex with one another that like somebody who had syphilis had sex with someone else who had another version of syphilis and then it mutated. That is insane. So yeah, please be careful out here. I understand, like, you have fun nights and stuff like that. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I've never had sex before.
Yeah, of course. We all did. You got to be careful now.
Yeah, you have to be careful. The best thing is to like, in my opinion, like talk to these people. I hear so many women saying, like one of my friends, she went on a date. I'm not trying to put her business out like that. I'm not going to.
Yeah, you ain't saying no names. You ain't saying no
exactly.
names.
So like she went on a date with this guy and she, slept with him pretty quickly. And then he just ghosted her. And I'm like, I told you not to be sleeping with these dudes like that. Like when they see that I've had very bad luck dating because I I kind of take things slow and I'm like super paranoid and I have OCD and stuff. So I'm like asking all the questions in the world and they'll be like, damn, is this like the Spanish Inquisition? And I'm like, I need to know about you because I need to know who I'm bringing into my world. Like, people bring dark spirits into your life. I absolutely believe in that. As a West Indian, we believe in that type of stuff. Like the people you keep around you, you have to be careful because some people could literally like be bringing bad spirits around you, and next thing you know, your car is breaking down. You're starting to, your job is being like, I don't know if we can hold on to you because
that bad energy,
why am I having
that energy in your household? Like I always say that. That's why I tell people, my best friends are my kids. I hang with them more than anybody because you catch me somewhere. I love hanging with especially my boys because they're older, so I like taking them fishing. Take them to go-kart racing, whatever. I like hanging with them because I don't trust anybody in my house. And I damn sure once you become a parent, you damn sure ain't gonna trust anybody around your kids. I always tell this story. Like nobody was able to watch my kids until they now that they're older and they can like really tell me something that's happened, they could possibly go. But if they gonna hang with a friend, I got to know what your parents do. I got to know what the kids are into. I got to know so much shit because my kids ain't just going anywhere. My boys are very well like locked in with me when it comes to like where they can, what they can and they can't do. And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all out there are like that too. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with being overprotective of your kids. People say, well, you're way too overprotective. I may be way too overprotective, but my kids have been thus far real good in life. You know what I'm saying? And they enjoy the things in the life that they have with a father like me, respectfully, you know?
Yes. Yes. Stay in your kids' lives. You don't realize how much influence people have over your kids when you're not around. Seriously.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not a parent, but I know that as a child, someone's child, I know that I have experienced that before, especially young girls. Like young girls can be influenced like so easily. You have other girls calling them ugly, other boys saying they're not good enough and stuff like that. So when they get home, it's like really important to talk to them. This is the relationship, like you're talking about with your sons. This is the relationship I had with my dad, where I would have a hard day at work or school work. I mean, I was working pretty young, but I would have a hard day of school and like my dad can just see it on my face. And so he would ask. But some parents, they're just like, you probably just had a hard day of school. It's like, no, go talk to your kid and see how they're doing. Like my dad, he would come up to me and he would be like, Brianna, what's wrong? Because I used to get teased in school and he would be like, Brianna, what's wrong? And I would just start busting out crying. He's like, okay, who do I have to kill? You know, that's how my dad is. Like,
I'm like that over my
dad.
kids. I'm like that. All
Right.
with you.
Right. My dad does not play about us. So like, yeah, like it's important to be in these kids' lives. And that's another reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, is because like I feel like these kids are not being set up for anything in their future. They have all this fake food. They're like all this weave. They're coming out with all these different brands and stuff like that. Nobody's saying, hey, take care of your hair, do this to your hair. Like even my cousin, she's 17 years old, and she's like, I saw her hair products. I'm like, why are you using this crap? Like your hair is so nice. And she's like, oh, you know, she's being influenced. I can tell she's being influenced.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So I got there. I was like, you know what? Throw all this stuff away. And she was like, but this is what I use. And I was like, I'll buy it for you. I'm going to buy you what it is you're going to use. You're going to use exactly what I use, because our hair is very similar. She's Filipino and Black and Jamaican, but you know, I'm West Indian and American, but our hair is sort of similar. Hers is a little bit looser curls than mine. But I bought her products for her and I'm like, take care of your hair. Like, don't just buy anything just because it's cheap, because it's cheap and it's going to act cheap in your hair too. It's going to treat your hair like it doesn't even matter. So yeah, like I feel like, you know, we have to teach, and I think it's important to even teach kids like some of these things. Some of the kids, they may not want to know all these intricacies and stuff about like food and all that other stuff. But if you teach them now, at least when they get older, they'll be able to take care of themselves, or they'll be able to help their friends or something like that. You know, if you start them early, like my sister, she has 5 kids and she has never brought candy into the house. She hasn't brought like, you know, super bad junk food and stuff like that. So when the kids see this stuff, they're like, ew, it's too sweet, which is really good. But you see some of these kids, they're like drinking a whole Dr. Pepper by themselves, not realizing there's like 45 grams of sugar in there. And if you look at what 45 grams of sugar, or even 32 grams of sugar, which is in like a Pepsi or
just pour it in a cup and you can see what it is.
But it looks insane when you actually look how it's poured in. That's just in one bottle. That's insane. So yeah. You were talking about your kids and like being in their lives. I think that's really important. Like even us just, you know, conversing in general, like having these conversations that may be a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe you're a little bit overweight and your friend isn't overweight. Ask them what they're doing, ask them how they're staying, you know, fit or whatever. Don't be embarrassed, because like when my friends come to me, even my family members, they're like, oh, Brianna, what do you do? How do you do this? Da, 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 da. And I try to talk to them so that they're not shamed, because yeah, obviously, we like bad foods. I love donuts. Like I love donuts. I can eat donuts all day, but I can't eat them all day, you know, so I don't. But like when people come to me and they tell me, oh, I'm having this problem with this, I'll be like, okay, we'll replace it with this, or do this, or add this. Like my dad, he's dealing with health issues right now. And I don't want to go into it because I will get emotional, but he's dealing with health issues right now. So I talked to his wife. Me and his wife are really cool. And I tell her about things that she can put into my dad's diet so that he can be healthier. And she listens and she's like, yeah, we're feeling better, you know, with all these different changes. And I'm always the person that's going to preach health. I'm going to be super aggressive about it too, especially with my family. Like they already know, like a lot of my family, they're like eating kale because I always talk about it. It's funny because a lot of them, they do not like greens, but they're like, oh, ever since you told me about kale, I love it. Okay. That's the end of my rant.
Kale salads are good. Me and my aunt, we eat them kale salads, be real good. She put like walnuts in it and like pecans sometimes or whatever, and she be making them just mad good. Shout out to my aunt Donna. Shout out to you, auntie. I love you.
And C, like vitamin C is in kale, so that's a really good food. Okay, so vitamin C, that's another thing I didn't talk about. I don't take vitamin C because I eat kale every day. But vitamin C,
Hold on. If I'm correct too, Dognomics, you grow your own kale too, right? You be growing
oh
your
yeah,
kale.
I grow everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I have some cucumbers, I have kale, I have spinach, I have lettuce, I have basil, I have onions, like tons of different stuff.
Yeah.
Is the purpose of me doing this is to, for one, be able to give this to the elderly people in my community so they don't have to go to the store, but also it's to eat healthier and know what I'm eating. For instance, there's a lot of pesticides that they put on food. I don't know if you guys have heard about Appeal. Appeal is a brand that Bill Gates started where he puts this like gloss shellac crap on your food, and it's really
Especially
unhealthy
fruits.
actually.
Especially fruits. A lot of fruits
Yes.
that it gets put on
Apples,
people.
yeah,
Like,
right.
yo, people, real shit, people, your strawberries shouldn't be looking like, they shouldn't be big as apples. I don't know if y'all be noticing y'all fruit. The strawberries be like glazed over with gloss and colored. Y'all better, I'm telling you, y'all gotta wake up, man. The strawberries is freaking big as apples. The bananas are this long. I'm like, I ain't never see a banana. I'm going to the store. I'm like, when did bananas become this long? When is banana be as long as your leg? Y'all
Mhm.
see how the fruit should not be like super duper big. Plums should not look like cantaloupes. Like this fruit is, I'm telling you, just be wary of what y'all eating and make sure y'all check on that stuff because this shit is the stuff people be putting in their system. It's getting ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
You have to look. So I don't know if you guys have seen the latest commercial by KFC. There's a guy, I'm gonna just briefly talk about it. There's a guy, he's like by a river or something like that. One of his friends or something like that walks up. He walks up to him, he dips him like he's baptizing him, and then he turns into a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
People are saying, we think KFC is using humans for food. They think the same thing about McDonald's and Burger King and everything else. And I absolutely believe it too.
Yeah, it's that. So y'all gotta watch this movie called Soylent Green. If y'all don't
Yes.
know about that, watch this movie called Soylent Green. There's a lot of predictive programming in movies, people, and in commercials. Y'all gotta make sure y'all understand what these commercials in these movies. There's a lot. Yo, exactly. Hold on. Who the hell still eats K? I don't eat. I stopped eating. You know when I stopped eating KFC? I don't know, maybe because of my city, but I was like, I would notice that, and this is I haven't eaten that in over 10 years, respectfully. But I would notice that KFC, like their meat was just it wasn't clean. Like they would never clean the fatty deposit. It's like they just get the chicken and just dump that shit in hot oil and give it to you. And it's like, man, I'm not eating that shit, man. It just turned me off. Like exactly I don't know who eating KFC, but if you eating that shit, stop respectfully. Let's keep it pushing.
Yeah. Yeah. So like all the fast food, yeah, you have to be careful of what you're putting in your system. Yeah. And some of these fruits, they put a lot of pesticides and stuff. That was another reason why I wanted to grow my own kale because the amount of pesticides they're putting on these foods, you're
Yeah.
ingesting it really. They like to say, oh, triple wash and all this other stuff, but they're definitely like trying to poison us any way possible way they can. If you look at some of the ingredients like that are in your food, and you read up on these ingredients and you say, oh, what else is this ingredient in? You see stuff like cleaning products, Lysol. It's like, what? Why is this in my food? So yeah,
It'd be
it's
crazy.
questionable. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Before we exit, because I think this was a great, it was great. Like it flows so smoothly. Can we give y'all some shout outs? Can y'all let us know where y'all tapping in from? A lot of y'all we know already, but still, let's give some shout outs and see where they tapping in from. Can you read the comment section, Dognomics? Can you see it or no?
I can't see anything. No.
I'll give the shout out to the comment section in the where y'all tapping in from so we can give y'all some shout outs and give y'all some L's if need be. Come on, what city you at? Where you sit? What city? Big shout out to Detroit. Detroit set it off. Awesome sent me from Detroit. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Starla, shout out to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Southern Illinois, Mississippi. Shout out from Maryland. Mega Boxer 42. Chi-Town, Project Leroy 920. Okay. Louisville, Kentucky. Big shout out, Lysandra Pierce. All right. A2D checking in from Indiana and Arizona. Big shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all check out their podcast as well. Check them out. We're going to salute everybody, show love to everybody because that's what we do. And we definitely appreciate y'all tapping in today. Long Beach, California, the LBC. Long Beach checking in. Anybody else? Love from the UK. Okay. Fort Worth, Texas in the building. Big shout out to Texas. Don't go to Houston, my boy. Big shout out to Charlotte, North Carolina. Paris, I think it's Paris, California. Big shout out to y'all. Gonna keep showing love. We gonna get through this one. I gotta make sure I show love to y'all because y'all showing love to us. So you enjoyed. We thank you. We want to thank y'all for enjoying this live. It really means a lot. And remember, y'all, if y'all don't have, I'm gonna put Dognomics up there again, her YouTube channel. Make sure y'all tap in with her, man, because health is wealth. Big salute to all the members too. Okay, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all just being supporters of me. Make sure y'all go support Dognomics and check out her channel. Very lucrative. I think this is definitely stuff that y'all need to know. We got to make sure we balance this out because we are I think me and Dognomics, of course, we want y'all to be here on Earth for a long time. We don't want y'all having no type of health problem. Big shout out to Freebird from Puerto Rico. He always supporting. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for tapping in. In Naptown, Indianapolis, Indiana. Starter, thank you. This was a dope live, right? We got to always have these guests come on that can push knowledge. It ain't got to be toxic stuff all the time. And before I leave this live stream, I want to let all my supporters know, as of tomorrow, my lawyers, because I didn't want to talk because this was Dognomics time to shine, but I definitely want to update y'all. Shout out to B More as well. I see you. My lawyer tomorrow has to meet up with the judge. My lawyer and Kendra Sleaze's lawyer have to see the judge on the motions that were put in. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Everything is going fine and dandy. I'm always going to update y'all. I'm not going to give y'all too much. Y'all see that I have been silent on this, but I can tell y'all that my lawyers are making moves and getting busy. These Fed cases for these copyright things, they take a while sometimes, but things are in place and they're moving. Everything is going good. Let her, I'm going to tell y'all right now, she can have her fun. Let her have her fun. Her whole world going to get disrupted in a minute. I promise you. I'm not going to say too much, but she can have her fun. I'm telling y'all, my lawyers are getting busy. When this whole thing is said and done with our case, y'all going to see, because remember, y'all, she said without her, I want to make this clear. She said without her, how he going to pay his mortgage? He can't survive without me. His lights are going to get cut off. It's been 8 months since I've been going through this case with her. 8 months. What's going on? My lights are still on. I'm still traveling. I'm still living good. I don't know, once again, why she thought YouTube was the all end all for me. It didn't disrupt nothing.
I think she wanted that for you.
That's what, YouTube is just another stream of income, okay? That's all it is, people. I have multiple streams of income. I am fully independent. I work for myself 100%. She didn't think I can drop a bag on her. I dropped a bag on her and I made shit happen. So I just want to make sure that y'all know that everything is moving. Nothing has stopped. The case is still going on. It's just that the Fed cases keep going on because it's a lot of people that keep coming into the comment section like MABW. What's going on with the Case Leads videos? My real supporters know already. You don't got to ask me that, okay? Just know that her shit gonna get disrupted in a minute. Her whole world. She can dance around all she want. Go on any type of show. I'm not touching her I'm not touching anything that she's doing until this shit is fully over so that we can fully celebrate. Y'all hear me? I don't want to touch her until this shit is fully over so that we can celebrate the right way. Because when we have our celebration, it's going to be a big celebration. I promise y'all. Dognomics, I'm going to let you take it away. I want to tell you that I appreciate that you came on today. Thank you for coming on to my platform and giving people out there proper knowledge on what they can do to take care of themselves and build their health, because health, as always, is wealth. Go ahead, Dognomics. This is your time to take it away and just inform people about your channel. And that's going to be that. We're going to end this live stream. We've been here for 2 hours. Don't even feel like it, but it was a good live stream. I'm telling you. Let's go. Go ahead, Dognomics.
Okay, so I'll close this by saying, please take care of your health. It is like your number one asset. I don't care about your house and your car and all that other crap. Like, your health is your number one asset. That's the first thing. Like, if your health goes, you can't pay your mortgage, you can't pay for your car, you can't drive in your car. So just take care of yourself. As far as your image, men and women, you don't have to get surgery. You are good the way you are. Yeah, a little bit of enhancement here and there, maybe moisturize your face, and I need to put some chapstick on that. But try to just do enhancements that are natural, because you are good the way you are. I mean, you've been made it this long. Why do you need to change anything? It doesn't make any sense. Other than that, yeah, and if you could try to grow some of your food, that'd be really good for you. I know it probably doesn't sound like it would be good for you, and it sounds like a lot of work. I'm not saying everybody should do it, because certain circumstances, if you're in an apartment, it's not really that easy. But I am actually adding a segment to my side business where I'm going to be building apartment like gardening structures for like your patio or even your house, so that at least people who are in apartments also have fresh food. Other than that, oh, and then your hair. Yeah, women love your hair. Your hair is so beautiful. Seriously, Black women, like, all women, but Black women especially, we have this problem where we don't think our hair is nice. Your hair is beautiful. If you ever just wash it and then see the natural curls, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's so nice. Don't be afraid that it's short. I understand that, men like long hair or whatever it is, but if your hair is healthy, that's better than having long hair. In my opinion, that's
hold on. Listen, it's 2026. Short ain't nothing wrong with short hair. Okay, that shit is a myth. I always tell women, like, there's nothing. Salute to Val. Val, tell him, Val, you got the short haircut going for your thing, and you're doing your thing. There's nothing wrong with short hair. We would rather see like your short hair than you wearing stinky weaves all day, every day, 24/7, 365 a year. We want to see your shit breathe. I'm gonna say that. But once again, I like what you're saying. Keep on talking to him, Dognomics. Do your thing.
Yeah, with the hair, like, the hair industry, they're making a lot of money by making people hate themselves. They're making a lot of money in the makeup industry by making people hate themselves. And then surgery, obviously, they're saying, oh, I can make you look like a really beautiful woman. And it's like, I'm not beautiful now. Like, you have to ask these questions to these doctors when they say stuff like that. Like, oh, you're going to be so beautiful. And it's like, I'm not beautiful now. Like, what are you saying to me right now? So just think about that. Like, you are natural. Like, natural life is like the best life. In my opinion, it's the best life, because you have to do so little work. Like, when I get up in the morning, it doesn't take me long to get ready. It takes me, like, my hair, I had to do my hair because I was doing other things. I garden and stuff, so I don't really pay attention to my hair like that. I'm usually on the go. I put a hat on and I'm out. But like, it's nice when you have natural hair. You can just like, put some water in it and then go. It's so easy versus having to, do your baby hairs and like, so that's too much work. But I used to do it too, so I'm not sitting here trying to play about that. I'm not trying to
respect for saying that.
And then respect yourself. Don't let anybody disrespect you, because if you let somebody disrespect you, they have power over you. And don't let anybody get in your head. There's a lot of narcissists around here, and I'm not saying it like I'm not narcissistic. Like, everybody has narcissistic traits.
Yeah, exactly. We all have our flaws. We all have our flaws. We can't sit up here and preach like we're perfect, because tell you, I'm not perfect.
Right.
That's why I say, people, just live in your true identity and be your true self. Even if you come online and you start, like, let's say a YouTube channel, be your natural self. It might start off slow, but if you don't live in your natural element as far as just being yourself, you're going to have to keep on putting on this persona for people, and you're going to feel ill inside. I can't do that. I got to live in my true form, or I'm not going to feel right. That's why I can't put on no persona. This is me. This is what you get. If you don't like it, like Miss Me be saying, you can log off. You don't got to watch me. You don't got to be here, or you could just enjoy for entertainment and not be stuff. I'm not going to hate. I'm not going to dislike you for it, because it's your choice. But just live in your true self. Like,
Yeah. And life is so much easier when you just, like, I don't know, just the people who are supposed to be in your life will be in your life, and they will accept you for who you are. And even if it's like one or two people, at least those people love you truly. Like, you want to be around people who are going to have your back. And I'm saying this because of my experience. Like, I always try to people please, and then you start realizing, oh, I'm people pleasing and I'm pleasing all these people. And it's like, you go to them and they're like It's like
They don't,
crickets. You don't ever see
they don't
them.
give a
So it's
damn
like,
anyway.
what?
Yep.
Right,
All that
exactly.
for
So like
nothing.
just be yourself and just be like unapologetically yourself. You don't have to be rude, but you could be like, this is me, respectfully, you can stay over there. I don't have to like you, you don't have to like me, and we can still be cool. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's the way that I try to live and I try to preach, especially to children. Like,
Yeah.
please, that is like my kryptonite too. Children and elderly people and dogs, obviously. Like, yeah, we have to like try to stick together and we have to try to stay healthy. We have to try to like, love ourselves and love one another. Please stop having this gender war. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I understand. I understand the channel, it's entertainment. To me, it's
Yeah.
entertainment. I think everything's super funny. You're super funny. But
Yeah.
like in reality, like if a guy comes up to you and he's like, hey, how are you? Like, you don't have to be rude to him, even if he's
Yeah.
not attracted to you.
Yeah,
Still treat
exactly.
him like a human being. He's
Yeah.
still a human being. Say, hi, nice to meet you. And don't think he just wants your number immediately. You can have a conversation with a stranger. He doesn't have to be all immediately in your pants. And you don't have to look at him as how much money he has or if he's going to buy you a meal. Like, it's kind of, yeah. I'm done with my rant. I can talk all day, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, we appreciate you. All right, y'all. That is going to end me and Dognomics live stream for today. I appreciate her for coming onto my platform and blessing us with this knowledge. She did a superb job. Once again, y'all make sure y'all go check out her channel. Make sure y'all follow her, like and subscribe and support what she's doing because she's doing a tremendous job. And y'all can go over there and check her out. She be getting busy on her channel, all right? Dognomics, I appreciate you once again. Thank you for coming out here, blessing my channel. Holla at you later. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
All right, MABW team, I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to holla at y'all later. Time for me to get these videos pushed out to y'all to watch for later. I just personally want to thank all of y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate Dognomics for blessing the channel. She did a great job, y'all. Make sure y'all give it up for her. She really be doing her thing, man. So make sure y'all go check her out and support her in every aspect, because this is what we're supposed to do. Once again, I like the fact that we could come together, uplift each other, build each other up, and let's try to just maintain that healthy type lifestyle because like I said, I don't know about any other YouTuber out there, but as a YouTuber, I'm very genuine with y'all. I try to make sure that I can talk to y'all and just be my authentic self. And I want to remain that way for life. That's why I said, like, I just want y'all to be the same. And I appreciate everybody, whether you're a member or not. Y'all notice, I always tell y'all that because I know y'all be looking forward to my live stream. I don't do them like that. I got to get back into the motion of thing, but y'all know I've been dealing with this Fed case. So, but I didn't stop. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all right now, MABW team, y'all have kept me so motivated. Like without y'all, I don't even know how I would have made it through YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are truly a blessing in my life. I look at y'all like family. I may not have met any of y'all, but I'm telling y'all like family. I appreciate y'all so much because y'all gave me the willpower to keep pushing and go strong on my channel. Like that shit happened with my old channel, which is going to go back up after this case. I promise you. We just got to wait for all this stuff to get done. But y'all gave me the willpower to keep pushing. Y'all put that battery in my back to keep pushing. And that's why instantly when that did happen, while that channel had to get shut down for a while because all the false shit going on, I just built another channel and I built this shit from the ground up. And usually when you go do something like that, don't nobody want to have to go do building another whole new YouTube channel just to keep y'all updated. But I did it for y'all. I made sure I put in videos to keep y'all entertained day by day to give, because remember, before you can even get monetized on YouTube, you got to put in 4,000 hours, have 1,000 subs. I had to start a new YouTube channel in October. I've been doing over 1,000 subs a week, and that's because of y'all. I appreciate y'all. I really do appreciate y'all so much. So once again, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I love y'all. I really do genuinely love y'all. I love that y'all are part of this with me. I'm glad that y'all are on this journey with me, and I appreciate y'all so much. And if y'all ever need any support from me, I'm here to support y'all, whether it be a channel, your business. Y'all know y'all can email me. If y'all ever need somebody to talk to, y'all can email me. I'll be having one-on-ones with the members, but I'm willing to talk to anybody that's genuinely, truly going through something. So once again, salute to Dognomics for coming on the channel. Health is wealth. Take care of yourself, everybody. I'm going to holler at y'all next time. Thank you very much. Love y'all. Peace.